Howdy, howdy, howdy. Did you remember to look over your character sheet to make sure you have everything? I I can't wait for you to try and use it. You remember you have to have a corpse on hand for that. Shoddy not. 1, 2, 3, not it. No, but I know he talks to spiders, and that spider can walk through walls, and that's not kosher. Nice. I think I got like a full 12 or 10 or whatever. I rolled like max. I got 10, and I was like, damn. It'll be fine. Hello. Krun is, but he's just very quiet. No, you're actually pretty normal. It is not. Boy, I can't wait to do my downtime. Shoddy not. Potentially? I mean, Yedri is 110% on board with this plan. Oh, you think that's gonna be bad? It'll be fine. I bet you I could sell a tomato-based fruit salad. It's called salsa. It'll be fine. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I brought torches.
Let's see here.
Wait, we have a guest player?
What?
What?
Mastermind, you keep talking to me.
Oh! Let's see here. Downtime.
Today, but I'm gonna wait until we're at break.
Okay.
There's some stuff going on. It's got me really irritated. But it's not D&D related.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm sorry.
It's not D&D related. It's just something that's got me irked heavily.
I'm glad because I was about to be sad.
I was gonna be even sadder because I'm the one making the session.
I, the person is fine.
All right.
I've got to
There we go.
drop some cash.
Question marks.
Yeah.
All right. I think the only person whose downtime I don't have, and correct me if I'm wrong, is Krun. So what would you like to be doing, Krun, for your downtime? I feel like you may have told me, and if you did, I apologize. It's been a rocky couple of days. I'm actually kind of looking forward to today's session. Okay. Defaulting to religious services. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Alrighty. So, so you guys went and you found the Emperor of the Waves. You found that going aboard the ship was no mean feat. You did find some rather nasty demons and creepy crawlies aboard the ship. Though the ship was derelict and had been there for a while, it could have just been denizens of the deep or creatures that had been brought along to the ship. Either way, you guys did kind of fight your way through the ship. Upon reaching the lower levels of the decks, you guys did find the box that you guys had been hired on to search for. So you guys found the treasured item, to be believed, from your esteemed gentleman, noble gentleman, and he set you on who set you on the quest. And you guys ventured back out to the Soul of Winter after having narrowly escaped the clutches of the Kraken. As you guys had left, the ship had gone down in the thralls of the Thrashing Beast. In addition to this, they also, with the Thrashing Beast Maw, gained a party member temporarily.
Oh, is that what
in
it is?
temporarily guest amongst the ship in the form of I forgot the NPC's name, but we will give him an it's part of the module. So one moment, please.
His name is Kill Me, Please.
No,
It's
Krell.
Greek.
Krell Gohril, and his pet Royal. Not Royal Royal, but Royal Roil, as I had to clarify. You guys spent most of the days on the ship, from what I read in chat, talking about ways to possibly potentially kill said gained party member, um, and also talked more about the box and how to either open the crate, as Our tried to do. However, his magical prowess was not enough to open said box. So I will say for the remainder of the couple of days, you guys remained aboard the ship. Um, Royal did not make a reappearance aboard the ship, and it looks as though um, Krell just seems to be interested in talking with you guys throughout the days. It takes a couple days, but you do eventually get to shore without any hindrances. So once again, you reach the breaches of Saltmarsh, and the planks have been laid down. The seamen call back down to the ship and to the crew, land ho, and you guys spend about 2 hours getting the ship aligned with the docks. And the sea sprays against the ship as it laps against the docks and moors itself for the time being. It's about mid-morning. The marketplace is already full and bustling with life. Um, the captain has been talking with most of the crew, and just issuing orders. The first thing that is issued is a healer for the captain, who reluctantly agrees, but seems to be very adamant that he does not need attention. If you
So,
remember, he has been missing a limb.
so how long would it take us to get from that derelict ship back here?
Let's take a gander. Actually, I can roll for that. Oh, I forgot. Takes you about 3 days.
So did we make a decision on our new passenger, or no?
Zara has been like frantically scribbling in his book the entire time that you've been traveling back, like something had hit him with a ton of bricks.
Okay.
Yedri has made mention she is more than willing to help remove this problem.
I mean, Thalas is not the one moving this idea. I mean, she's ready to go if she needs to be.
Which it sounds like Idri's okay if it happens, but is Idri okay if it doesn't happen?
Yeah,
Okay.
it just plays more into their interests if it does happen.
Mm-hmm. Parson and Viseria.
If
What?
I get wind of these plans, I will give
Roleplay
my
that?
blessing for them to continue.
What do you mean you get wind? You're the one who gave us the idea.
Oh,
Right.
did I? Did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
You actually were pretty adamant.
So we're waiting on you.
So if you guys decide to off Guy, Sarah's
Mhm.
already stated that she does not want to be told.
So I don't recall the parson himself actually ever saying, "I want him dead."
Do you
I did.
want me
I
to
will.
scroll through camp and find it?
I was gonna say. If,
Yeah, I'm gonna look
she does
now.
not,
See.
Okay.
I will go
so
look back in the RP itself.
No, that's not it.
Either way, you're the one who put the idea forward.
Mm-hmm.
All I said was I have some snooping to do on our guest.
Right.
But yes, I did plan the idea. I did. He did. The parson didn't. I did.
Don't you bring that OOC into my chat.
I
I'ma
don't
have
even
words.
trust the ship's crew or any of its passengers, least of all the Spider Keeper, so there's one mention of at least not trusting them. I'm still
Any one of
scrolling
you-
up.
Person
Yeah,
doesn't
so-
trust anybody. Like,
I'm still scrolling.
for the
Let's
most
say-
part, I think that the only people that the person actually trusts, even if it's semi-trust, is the party, and he doesn't give a shit about anybody else they've encountered.
I
Well,
would say
I
the only
mean-
person trusts is himself.
My family. His family. He trusts his family. Some of the party is sort of starting to feel like at least remind him of his family.
Oh no.
So
Oh no.
they're
I'm the
reminding
black
him of
sheep.
his family. So he's learning to like some of them.
I'm so sorry that Krun reminds you of any positivity.
Krun's not really on that radar.
Oh,
Regardless, yes, Parson will absolutely, Serenity will absolutely give his blessings for this dark deed to be done on the condition that
well, Thalassa doesn't do it.
on the
so-
condition that he's permitted to watch over and perform funerary rites afterward.
Okay.
This is a kind of funerary rite.
So
She's just so indifferent of his existence that she doesn't care what happens.
in talking about dangerous people, the parson brought up the brood feeder specifically and mentioned he's worried.
Mhm. Indeed.
I'm still scrolling.
I severely apologize for my inactivity in the camp, but for what it's worth, Krun definitely would have brought up like being fine with killing him if and only if he betrays us specifically.
Mhm.
Otherwise, like he's just another just another board on the floor. He's not really more consequential than anyone else.
Like every day, Yedri like drags Krun away into one of the side rooms.
Nice.
To fuck.
Absolutely, that is 110% what they do.
Nice.
I know Yedri eats rats, but surely their taste can't be that bad.
Wow.
Hey, rats, so ass ain't so bad.
Meanwhile, is it Yedri who's eating rats in front of everybody?
Yep.
He's like, can I get a piece of flesh, a bone, and blood from each of those rats? Like every time that he grabs a rat, Sour's just begging him for stuff.
And you call my boy who just talks to his pet spider fucking weird.
Right?
We're all weird.
Like, that's not the
Ay
weirdest
vey.
request that you've all heard. Suddenly Sour's asking for blood and bones? What does this sound like?
Does Yedri acknowledge his request, or does he just devour everything and be like, I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
He
boy.
just eats everything.
All the bones.
All the bones. They're chewed
All
up,
of
the
them.
marrow is scraped out of them.
Delish.
He just kind of
Nom, nom,
rubs his
nom.
face. Okay.
Yidri,
What's up?
you get on the second day, Krell actually approaches you and hands you a rusty copper coin in exchange for a rat.
I give him a rat. I have been paid in a coin.
He kind of bows his head politely and says, "Ah, good food. Remember, a while back, memory starts to come back. Been on ship very long time. But coin help with getting thing, correct?" Please explain.
Absolutely it does.
He goes, okay. I have 2 more rusty coins. I must save them for when we get back. I can get more rats with 2 coins, right?
Absolutely.
He seems very intent on this.
So after I get the rat, I'm going to shuffle my
Wait, how
spells
does
just
copper
slightly.
rust?
It tarnishes.
copper
It
rust?
tarnishes.
It's like a
Close
tarnished coin.
It turns green like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, it just doesn't rust though.
I don't eat that rat until I've checked it for poison, which is I swap one spell for another, and then the next day I
Oh no, he
check
was
it
giving
over.
you a coin for the rat.
yeah, but I don't know what he's going to do to the rest of the rats.
Okay.
So like, if the crew is like poisoning the rats, and I'm just hardy enough to just ignore it, and like this guy comes up and wants to buy a rat from me, I want to make sure he's getting a good rat.
That's fair. That's fair.
I asked them
Alright.
before if they had a cat on board, like a mouser, and they said they didn't.
Nope. They should have, but they did not.
Like, if it's poisoned, I'm still gonna give it to him, but I want to know.
This is the most poisonous rat. You can have this.
I will say that they are. The dwarves seem to be unaware of the rats. so thus they are not poisoned.
Oh.
Insight check on the rats.
If you want to roll insight, I mean, I'm gonna tell you this.
Nah, I'm joking.
All right. So, that was your second day. Third day, what are you guys doing? Because I kind of already said we're at the docks.
Zauer is going to go to. We're at the docks. He's packing his book up, and he's
Okay.
immediately going to go grab reagents for his spells, as well as go to the library to study more on these exact arcane things he has figured out the entire time that we've been on the boat.
When they originally got back, Viseria, the first thing Viseria would have done is she would have taken that box, that crate,
Mhm.
and she would have hid it somewhere out. She would have made like a small camp outside of town, and she would have hid it at that camp outside of town
Okay.
before she
So,
went back into town. And that's when she's going. We're doing the downtime already and not taking it immediately to the guy.
no, you guys literally are just going there. So what I'm gonna say, Viseria, for that is Zauer kind of bolt off the ship and head to the library district. You're heading the direction of your camp. And then we'll go down through the party, and I'm gonna actually roll to see who goes up first for their downtime.
Mm.
But I just kind of want to get through the let's role play out the day first, and then we'll get into the downtime.
I kind of want them to go to the guy first before we do the downtime because it seems kind of
That's up to
weird.
your party. I can't force the party to do anything they don't want to do. So right
'Cause
now
you-
I'm just saying you've reached the docks,
Hmm.
and here's what we do. So you head to camp to bury the box. Zauer's heading to the library. Yidri?
I'm gonna go to the guy, cause why
All right.
not?
So are you gonna wait for your party, or are you going to just head right there?
I'm gonna let the party know that I'm gonna be going there, and I'm gonna go. If you see Viseria and Zauer, let them know, and then I start heading over.
Okay. Parson.
I'm going to pull Thalassa, and you said Yedri's going over to that guy?
Yidri's going to had planned to go to the guy's estate.
Hmm. I'll pull
And I believe
Thalassa
I
aside
put his NPC.
and ask her if she's interested in tailing the orc
Arbuck.
for a bit.
Excuse me.
Well,
I'm excused.
perhaps. But I'm
Perhaps.
also busy, dear.
Well, as soon as she says perhaps, I'll just re-up my invisibility. I'll make Thalassa invisible and say, do with it what you like.
So you feel a kind of a wash come over you, Thalassa, as your image shimmers and you are now invisible.
She sticks up her finger like right in front of his face. But he can't see it, so she's happy.
Yes, I'm also invisible.
Yes.
Okay.
All
Well-
right. So invisible. Parson, what do you do with this invisibility?
I'm gonna trail the orc.
He goes off the he pays 1 copper to the captain, who kind of like puts it back in his hand, going, "No, you need this more." And the captain, he goes, "Thank you." He goes, "Where can find food?" And he says, "There's a merchant stall here," and he kind of directs him towards one of the lower merchants who would be happy to accept a copper for like whatever passed as poor food, probably like oats and water, like a poor man's porridge.
Not even boiled, it's just soaked.
Yeah, it's just soaked. It's not even boiled properly. Maybe a couple fish tails hanging in there.
Sounds
But
good.
so Krell hangs over to the merchant and kind of talks a little bit with them, but it's very broken, and the woman kind of looks like she pities him a little bit, and gives him the soup for free, and he just kind of sits by the docks and eats it.
You want us to feel so bad for him.
He's just this poor slum, this poor little. Oh.
Sure.
No, it's fine. If you stab him now, just let me know and we'll roll.
I leap out from behind a barrel. No, I'm joking.
Oh my poor NPCs.
Stop
They're
telling me how I'm supposed to feel about people.
The feels. So Thalassa, you are invisible. You know that Udry is heading to the man's um uh estate. You know that Zaur ran off, and Viseria, I'll say by this time, with Krell going off, with Parson talking with Yidri and Viseria, or sorry, and Thalassa, Viseria, you head back. I'm assuming back to the ship to where the party is.
When hiding the box, she's gonna wait at the docks. Not gonna go back on the ship. She doesn't want to be on that ship anymore.
Oh no! I mean by the ship, by the ship, not on the ship, but just back to where the party is.
So here's a question, just to make
Mhm.
sure. The description we were given for the metal magic box was a blue metal magic box with an A, like engraved with an A.
No, it did not have any engravings as far as I know. Let me just double check here real quick.
I think it was just featureless the way it was
Yeah.
described. No clasps, latches, or keyholes.
Yep, let me.
I'm just reviewing my notes for the.
Oh yeah. There was an A. Sorry, there was a because someone rolled the perception check to spot a crate marked with a symbolized A. So it wasn't the box itself; it was a crate.
Okay.
Revealing the box inside. The box is a blue metal box that is made from an enhanced iron that is impervious to rust and has invulnerability to all damage. It has no lock or latch, and it cannot be opened by any normal means.
Perfect. Thumbs up. I was just double checking because
Oh yeah, no
I
worries.
found my notes from like when we were initially given the quest. I'm like,
Yep, and it was within the crate that was described.
perfect.
So you are well aware that this is in fact the box. So Yidri, as you're waiting around, Viseria does come back with some time. I'd say probably about a good couple minutes, maybe. It probably takes you what, about half an hour? Hour? Run back, bury the box, head back out. Viseria? Hello. Okay, I'm gonna say it's about an hour, give or take, to do that. Bury the box, run back. So you drew within that time. You see Viseria heading back up.
I just stand there and keep waiting.
Okay. So a few minutes go by. Viseria returns. I'm gonna pause that for a second, guys. Thalassa, what do you do in the meantime? You've had about an hour.
Since Parson put invisibility on her,
Mhm.
she is after she like puts up her middle finger where she thinks he's at.
Mhm.
She will then kind of like search with her hands to like
Mhm.
until she like places it like directly on his face. And when she does so, she's just gonna kind of follow him
Okay.
and like kind of hold on to his clothes so that way they're in the same spot.
Gotcha.
Thank
So,
you.
Parson, as you've walked along and moved along through the city, you've got Thalassa kind of tagging along with you. So
Mhm.
Thalassa, you are seeing pretty much essentially what Parson saw, with Krell just kind of buying soup, eating poor man soup by the docks.
I want to be watching for spiders. Anything
Spooters,
spider related.
spooters, and spooter related things.
So you guys are like there for a little while, and she's quiet, and then eventually she's like, "You know, when you put invisibility on me, I thought we were gonna be doing something more fun.
What do you have in mind?
I thought we were gonna kill someone."
Well, if it becomes necessary, I would like to have you assist. I'm not entirely sure, but
Oh,
I believe it might very well be.
you know, I have pictures for just this sort of thing where I put uh, pornography in married men's pockets for their wives to find later. It's quite fun.
I check my
I like to
pockets.
sit outside. You find a piece of paper. It's quite fun because sit outside of the windows and listen in.
Right. If you're ever interested, then just let me know. I can do this for you every hour of the day.
Good to know.
Right. Well, if we are to kill him. Sort of just laugh a little nervously, like, oh, I really want to, but I don't know. It's kind of a hard sell.
Somewhere, Yedri's like, I smell murder. Why am I not invited? Where is it?
Because you walked away.
Murder senses tingling.
Nobody
Do you
told her
have
the
to
plan
laugh?
was then.
The time is nigh.
If this is to happen, we should wait till he is elsewhere.
I mean, does he deserve to die? It's kind of at this point, he's in the city, and it's a lot to clean up. And I really don't want to have to like carry his body around everywhere.
I don't believe it's necessary yet, but if any, I will follow him for some time. If I
Can't
see
we
anything
just
suspicious,
can't we just tell our friend that there's someone of I don't know interest in the city and keep his eye on him?
I suppose that should work.
That's true. You did make friends with a Lendir.
I mean, as exciting as this is, it's just a lot to.
Oh, very well.
So it does seem to be a waste of your resources.
And is there anybody in particular that is like attractive that also like come right to mind in this moment?
Let me see.
I mean, the Parson's super devilishly handsome, right?
Oh,
But he's invisible.
well,
Look at that.
devilishly creepy.
Face.
Yes. You actually see a very familiar face out in the crowd, Thalassa. Anders.
It's your bubble boy.
Oh, it's the Bubble Boy. No.
Colossus gonna get bored and be like, "All right, toodles," and then we'll run
Actually, you
off
know
and
what?
like.
Very
There's
well.
two people you do see. I will say that. You do see Anders walking with his advisor with him along the crowds. But you also do see a blue-haired gentleman who you pretty sure is Oceanus, but he's kind of ducked and weaved inside the crowds.
Oh, she looks at him and is like, "Oh, he still exists," and then, and then continues into the crowd, and she's gonna creep on. I already forgot his name. She's gonna creep on the other guy.
And Anders or our let's see what's our consummate
Anders.
Anders.
Let me check my notes real quick.
Yep. Yes,
So,
Anders.
Anders Solnar, so she's definitely
Mhm.
gonna creep him. Mostly innocent, but she also wants to hear what he is saying.
So essentially him and um Skiren are having a heated debate that they're not really trying to keep from overhearing from others. So we'll get to that in just a second. Parson, to wrap up your side of this, was there anything more that you wanted to do here at the pier?
Yes, as when Thalas leaves, I'm going to see if I can find Zawar, because I have some business with him.
Okay. He did kind of head towards the town hall. So I'm actually going to switch to our map here of the town so that you guys can better. Oh, they changed the map layout. Okay. We can put you guys back on the map here.
Yeah, they've done quite a few updates to Roll20.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. All
I
right.
have it.
Not
That's
all of
good.
them I like.
Not all of them you like. All right, let me get the map out and figure out just where. Oh, my book is elsewhere. But that's okay. I've got the online book.
Ooh, spooky.
Spooky, scary skeletons. Something, something, something.
Oh, also, Thalas is gonna grab his ass when she's done.
Of course she is. Ba ba ba. Da.
Forget to mark yourself as invisible
Hmm.
for 1 hour. I'm invisible all the time.
1 hour, power,
You're,
power.
you're always invisible.
Mhm.
Let me go to.
And not physically, just like his personality makes him pretty invisible.
Dude, I can make 3 of us invisible 24/7.
Dang.
The loss is gonna get on your good side then.
It's great because I'm not a damage dealer, so I don't have to worry about using those spell slots.
Mm.
I'm a utility build.
Mm,
Meanwhile, I'm over here like spells.
All the spells.
But are you a
ever.
rock? Are you an island?
Are you a rock in a hard place?
I'm a rock solid, is what I am.
Yeah, alright, save that for Thalassa.
Ooh,
I have no words.
that was rude, dude.
Anders Solmar, that's who it was.
The rude dude.
So I don't have my book with me, so I apologize,
Was it
guys.
rude?
I'm having
I
to.
thought Zara had like such a crush on Thalassa.
Maybe he does. We don't know.
So
All
Yuji
right.
and Viseria are waiting at the docks, yes?
Yes.
I
putting
thought
you
we were
guys-
waiting at the guy's house.
I thought you were waiting at the docks for Sari to return. So, Yidri, you went ahead to the estate?
Yeah, I was looking to go to Buddy's house.
Gotcha. Zaur, you were going to be. I'm just going to put it over here generally.
You're good. My internet just derped out, so I'm on my mobile
Okay.
device. So
Put you here. Kren, where would you like to be?
In your heart.
Go back to our text to voice channel. They might be having.
Sorry,
they
you
might-
caught me right as I started vacuuming.
No, that's fine. I was just like, oh crap, they might be with a customer. Where would you like to be? Where would you? What would you like to do from the docks? So essentially, the party disembarked. Zaur headed to the town library. Parson and Thalassa went after Krell. And Viseria kind of ducked out towards the edge part of the town to bury the box, and then they came running back. So you probably saw them book out one way and then come back out.
I would like see how much we made freaking gold on that last trip, right? Because I completely forgot how much everybody got a share of.
75 platinum.
75 platinum each.
Hmm.
I believe
Right.
so. I'll have to look at the readout. Ba, 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 ba.
On their way to the guy's house, Viseria wanted to stop by at armor store, like an armor store,
Okay.
and she'll
Well,
tell Ridri to give her a minute.
Viseria, give me 1 sec. We'll get to that in a second. I just want to finish up with Kron real quick. Where would you like to go, Kron? As they vacuum. Did I miss? I did not miss. Okay. All right. Viseria, you said you were running to the armor shop?
They'll stop by at the armor shop on their way there.
Okay. I know that, and that actually passes by, because I believe the anvil is over around this area. So feel for so yeah, that would be the one of the armor shops that you've been to before. That's the one with the older lady and her son.
Wait a minute. Check. Says I need to get her some medium armor. And I check the prices.
Okay.
Let's see. Platinum piece is worth 10 gold, so about 10 platinum is 100 gold. So she has about she got 750 gold equivalent from that trip. Perfect. So,
All right.
but yeah, she will basically tell Yuji that she wants to take a trip to the armor smith before they continue. And, she will do the armor smithing. And once there, she is going to take a look for half plates. because half plate is 750 gold.
Okay. You do see that they do have it in stock. They do seem to have they have what you're looking for at the price listed. There is a better set for a little bit more. But it's just your run of the mill like shirt off the rack type thing.
So there's nothing additional about it, nothing special about it makes it worth the price.
The one that's a little bit higher price, no, that actually looks like true craftsmanship. It looks as though the owner of the store has actually crafted it themselves, and there's actually a maker's mark on the side.
In terms of how good it is,
Mhm.
how different it is.
And it was for what type of armor?
Medium.
Medium armor.
Half plate.
Double checking something.
Ba, ba, ba.
Okay. I was trying to see what's the difference between normal crafted and master crafted D&D, and I can't find anything on it.
For the purposes of this discussion, essentially it'll just be a little bit higher in price, closer to about 900. And then for a complete set, there is for about
Oh,
2,000.
Oh, I see what it does. Master crafted stuff basically is 150 gold more expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and all it does is it reduces the armor check penalty by 1. Like
Okay.
right now, armor check penalty would be a max 2 for
Okay.
dexterity. It would probably push it up to a +3, but here it
Okay.
doesn't have.
I was just doing that for flavor. It wasn't so much a master crafted.
Oh, okay. Then she's just gonna take the regular one. Not
The
she's
regular
not
with
interested. Yeah,
Okay.
she's not interested in paying extra for the same thing if it functions the same.
Sounds fair. Sounds fair. But this does not include like protection.
He doesn't protect him. No, don't.
Okay, that's fine. I'm reading the description is all. That's fine.
I don't know what you mean by it doesn't provide protection.
I don't know. It's just part of the description. Half plate consists of metal plates that cover most of the wearer's body. It does not include leg protection beyond simple greaves that are attached with leather straps.
That's
Oh,
just
yeah.
that's just flavor text.
Yeah.
I was trying to be flavorful.
You are super flavorful.
Oh.
Ultra
Yeah.
flavorful.
So wait.
Shoosh.
So I was getting
No.
distracted by something. But,
Me too.
you guys are talking Mastercraft in 5e.
It's
I-
not
that- this
actually
is-
Mastercraft. It's just fancier.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was like,
She basically made it look fancier and increased the price by a bit.
I mean,
That's all
that's
it
how
does.
armor works. So yeah, all right, it works.
it's a fancier because the craft person made this, so it's fancy.
It's like
Is there-
buying no-name brand mac and cheese versus Kraft Dinner.
There you go.
What do you mean? Craft dinner is the no name. Even if it has a name, it's not good.
Okay.
Oh my.
So you get the armor, not a problem. Pay the
Alright.
lady. She gets it. Not a big deal. You run back to Yidri. Krun, you had put in the chat what you're doing.
I would like to
Um,
also trade in the split mail when
Mhm.
I get the half plate.
Okay.
How much would I get for it back? Because it's like 200 gold.
They'll give it to you about $1.50.
Ooh,
How much is that in terms of gold?
that's 150.
150 gold?
If it's
Alright.
20, you said that it's normally 200?
Yeah.
Yeah, 150
Alright.
gold.
Cool. She'll take it.
Okay.
Now I just need to update my sheets. I'll have her following Idri, but I will be in the background getting calculated.
That's fine.
So Yidri hits a strip club. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. If everyone's on their own way, Krun is going to look for the most underfunded religious establishment that is nearby and help them out. however they need it. Perfect. You do find one of the temples dedicated to one of the lighter gods.
It's
Um,
literally me.
no.
No one
That
funds me.
that seems to be a little on the struggling side. It seems as though they're not getting a whole lot of gatherers or worshippers. It looks kind of like anytime you see those scenes in movies where it's someone coming to terms with their crisis or whatever, and they go into like the empty church, and it's like maybe got one or two people in there. Essentially, it's that. You get a couple people that are praying and a couple people that are lighting candles. You do see one of the council members in there. Um, you do see Etta Oland um, praying by one of the candles. I'm gonna say that it's kind of over this way. Actually, you know what? I'll put it this way. I have a god pope, more like a god complex. All right.
Oh, oh,
I'll
he's a
get.
very humble man.
Uh-huh. We're going back to Thalassa. So as you're creeping up on Anders and Skirin, you can see that Skirin's kind of exasperated and kind of turning to Anders, being like, I don't even know why you bother going to the castle, Lord. Clearly, you'd rather be among the people whom affectionately and adore you, yes, but don't you worry that you'll be injured? What would your late mother think? And Anderson's like, oh, God, Sigrun, why do you always have to bring her up? I'm my own man. I'm nearly a man now. And I can't help it if the ladies happen to catch me. How you doing? And he's like doing the whole like wave to a couple of the girls passing by, and he just kind of smiles and nods, goes, ah, and he goes, and again with the sighing. Why are you sighing? Why are you sighing now? Why do you always have to yell, Siren? Just once. I just want to see her one more time. Ah, yes, the fabled love. Gah, youths. And he seems to kind of peruse the shops at his leisure, but not really taking an interest. Although a woman at one of the stalls they happen to pass by seems to almost like grab Siren's arm to try and pull him into the shop.
Okay, well, she follows it.
Oh, okay.
She also hopes that he's talking about her, and she also really hopes that he's not talking about her.
Roll me an insight check. I'll say at advantage.
Oh, that's right. I gotta have my character sheet out.
Yes, it does help to have that. Oh, that's right. I forgot I started an art and then I stopped doing an art.
Weapon.
Oh, Weven, you have a
Yeah.
you have a pretty good idea that he's talking about you.
She's like, oh, his poor heart.
And so I'm sorry, did you whisper that?
No, she thinks that to herself.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, they apparently seem to be shopping for the most part. You can tell that Sigrun seems to be a little bit ornery, more so than usual. And even kind of snaps at one of the stall keepers, but Anders quickly pacifies the woman with a quick smile and a quick wit.
So it seems like everything he's talking about is pretty benign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They do hint to long-winded council meetings between the lizard folk. And Anders seems to kind of quiet Siren when he starts talking about it, saying that it's of no concern to him. And whatever Siren seems to be best to follow through with their thoughts, or essentially, he is essentially playing the part of a pantomime. He doesn't want to talk business, and kind of lets Siren kind of know that he doesn't care for this discussion.
Okay. I think she gets a good idea that she's not going to get any like juicy bits.
Mm-hmm.
So she gives her more of an idea what kind of character he is.
Okay.
So at that point, she's actually just going to move on and I guess try to find anybody she knows that's part of the party.
Um.
And then whatever they're doing, she's just gonna just join them.
For the most part, in this section of where the market, so I'm going to say that you probably went along this row here. You probably would have seen the coattails of Krun by one of the light establishment temples, um, with a couple of small orphans kind of running around by one of the priests who seems to be passing out small porridge bowls. On the inside, however, the temple looks very deserted except for Krun, who seems to be excuse me, helping with the religious services and with just doing his part per se.
Oh man, if she
Um,
wanted to go to sleep, she would just find a bed.
um, it doesn't look like there's too many other people that you really know that are around. You've seen Alendir kind of stomping his way by with his troops. Um,
You know what? Thalassa's gonna mess with him and just like make things float around and just like be like, "Ooh, I am the god of this place. I don't know what my name is, but I'm here."
So two guards, as you do this, completely freak out and lose formation. To which point, Alendir kind of snaps at them. It seems like he seems to be on a shorter fuse this morning, and
She
they
wanted to
quick.
do that to she wanted to do that to Krun whenever Krun was in like
Oh, Krun,
uh,
I'm sorry. I
yeah,
apologize. I thought you said Alendir. I was like, wait. I'm like, oh,
no,
this is perfect.
you're gonna prank Krun.
Okay, so Krun, you being inside this kind of worse for wear temple, um, to some sun god whose name seems to be forgotten by most. Even the practitioners there just kind of idolize a symbol of the sun. Only a few practitioners attendees are there. Um, sorry,
Right?
Mitzi was distracting
Um,
me.
does the does the symbol look familiar to me
um,
and my god?
hmm.
I think I have my god like written down on the thing.
Hmm. See. Get which campaign are we in right now?
Oh gosh.
No, no, no. I know we're playing Saltmarsh, but I'm trying to think of the world that we're in. I think it's Faerun.
I think so.
You have a set in Faerun.
Hmm?
Yeah, last time I remember you said that you wanted to work in Faerun off of the Sword Coast for the sake of simplicity.
I believe so. Believe you are correct. All right. Da 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 da. Uh, I'm gonna say that it is. Let's pull this guy up here since I now have my god list. Thank you all for being so patient. Ah, here we go. Roll me a religious check, actually.
Okay.
Movie.
He is a greater deity, though.
Is this Pelor?
No.
If you're asking Krun
Uh,
to
I
roll, you're gonna have to roll for
I
them.
think I got
Oh,
a 16 plus
oh,
4.
right. I forget. I am so sorry, Kron. I am so terribly sorry.
It's
You're
alright.
I'm
fine.
like, I have everything else in order but this. Religious check. Let's see what you get. Oh damn.
Nice.
So yeah, you know this god to be I feel like this guy is too big for this, but we're gonna go with it. I'm running with it. You know the god to be I'm gonna put the name in the chat, but Amunator, and seemed to be a deity of order, the sun, law, and time. You know that he was oftentimes viewed as harsh but a fair deity, revered by many rulers, soldiers, and powerful wizards of ancient times. It seems as though he's an older god and an older faith, but not too many people. It seems many have kind of forgotten him.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like he's a synonym for my god.
No,
I see.
it may share the same. May share the same.
Domain.
Same kind of, yeah, the domain of light, essentially. So let me just pull up your sheet here. Ba, 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 ba. Do you have your god written down?
I think I do. I can DM you anyhow, just in case.
Yeah, DM it to me so that I can take a look. Ba, ba,
Let's see. Well, while we're getting information on this,
ba. Don't mind the things in the background. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, ba. Oh, I forgot that you have the erotic poetry book.
I forgot I had that too.
Forgot about that.
As Crun goes to the city square and just starts loudly reciting erotic poetry.
Why do you think Yedri keeps going off of them every day? Come on. It's poetry jam.
Poetry
Can't
session and part 2.
just while we get this, until Thalassa comes around to fuck with him, he's just like going about, like cleaning, arranging things, helping distribute forage, keeping the orphans like entertained and such, however he can.
Yes.
He's pretty enthusiastic about it.
Uh-huh.
Like just because this is a god similar to his.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately forgot the name, so that means Krun did too. So as soon as Thalassa, he says she starts like making stuff float and like
Yep.
moving.
Mm-hmm. And a couple of the practitioners are like, oh no, the gods.
Like as soon as the worshippers start like freaking out, he's like, "Hey, wait, hold up a second. This is probably a good thing, right? Because floating stuff that floats is good, yeah. Like it's not smiting anyone, so maybe this is a good thing."
As you're doing this, the loss of some of the children seem to, cheer and kind of try and grab at the things that are floating.
Okay.
And one of them kind of tries to gets almost dangerously close to you.
Then she'll probably start rolling stuff away from herself.
They immediately start chasing the thing that you rolled away.
And then she's gonna spin Krung on the ass.
Does that count as an attack? I'm joking.
I
I'm
don't
joking.
know.
I'm joking.
No, I'm just kidding. So, Kron, yeah, you feel someone slap your ass.
Krun lets out a sound somewhere between like a yelp and a woo. He's like, so does this count as a blessing? He's like looking up and like around, like upwards, as if asking the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Thalassa tries in her most man voice possible. Yes.
Most man voice possible.
Yes, it is a blessing.
If you speak, does that break the spell or no?
No, only attacks and casting spells.
Oh wow, okay. So yeah. You hear this rumbly voice of yeah.
Krun like immediately like both fists in the air. Woo! like full excited Homer Simpson.
The priest seems to be very confused by this and kind of slowly starts muttering a few prayers like blessing my lord.
Balasa can't help but she just can't help but giggle.
Meanwhile, on the other side of town, I'm just like kicking orphans in the face.
Oh no!
Leave
Yedri's
my
just got
wholesome party alone.
Yedri's just shaking one upside down, trying to get the spare change out.
God.
The lunch money.
I'm not a bully.
Speaking
I mean, I
of
am,
the
but I'm not mean.
speaking of the other the other side of the street, I'm gonna leave you guys to your raucous tomfoolery here. Yidri and Viseria,
I'm like,
you waited very patiently for me. Thank you. In doing so, you have been met with the butler from before, by the gentleman by the name of Verthag, who opens the door and he kind of goes, "Oh, they've returned. Greetings, adventurers. Do come inside." And he kind of opens up the door like, "Ah, they're back. Hide the good china," and
You don't
allows
want to
you
come back?
allows you both to step inside.
I go in.
Sarah steps in. He ducks the doorway.
Mhm.
Her halberd doesn't catch on the edge.
Very good. And he shuts the door. Says, "Man," bows his head a little bit, um, and addresses the both of you and welcome. How may we assist you?
Is
We
your
need to
lord
speak to
in?
your boss.
Lord Derillion is in Congress at the moment, but I can send for him. I'm assuming you wish to speak to him now.
How long will it be otherwise?
It could take a few minutes. It's in regards to the estate itself.
Oh no, I meant before his Congress meeting is over.
Yes, that is what I meant.
A few minutes.
Or a few. I'm sorry, not a few minutes. A few hours. Bleh.
Ah,
The DM cannot DM speak.
it is okay.
Bless you. DM used DM speak. It failed horribly.
Did you hear my dad sneeze?
I did.
They say bless you.
Sarah snorts and she looks at the butler and says, "Tell him that we've got information about his job."
Very well. If you would bear with me one moment, please. And he kind of bows again and ducks back into the down the hall and towards the large study. He opens the door and he quietly shuts it. As he does, a maid comes in and kind of dusts up the room a little bit.
When the maid comes in, Viseria pretty much leans in, whispered to Idri. "I'll let you do the talking if I try talking."
Oh no, I'm having far too much fun watching you take point on this. You're the one with the questions, after all. I don't care.
Snorts. You see her just like inhaling deep and out.
Um, as Verthag returns back, he nods to the two of you and he says, "Ah, I'm very glad. My lord's very glad to hear it. Unfortunately, the Congress he's in right now is regarding the estate. He can send for myself to fetch you, or I can have a runner come and meet you at wherever you are staying, so that we can meet with you properly."
She glances over at Idri at that.
I don't know where I'm staying, so. And
We
they
kind of
kind
go
of
back
shrug.
and forth. Kind of go back and forth. We
Well,
stay at an inn nearby.
I know that he is having late afternoon tea, and I believe his schedule should be free afterwards. If you would like to stop by, um, mid afternoon, early evening
Sure, sounds like a
before
date.
sup.
I'll bring my good clothes.
Ah, very good to hear it, miss. And he kind of bows his head.
Did you
If
drop
there's,
something? And I looked to where, like, if when he bowed his head, where he would have
Mhm.
been looking.
Oh no, he was just looking at the floor and kind of a butlery gesture of, yes,
You know,
yes.
that's Yedri was making a joke at his expense.
Oh,
Like, did you
the
drop
butler,
something?
the butler is oblivious.
Oh,
Dropped something? Not that I'm aware of, my lady. And he kind of opens up the door and says, Unless you care to wait, but it could be all afternoon. We've had visitors in and out for the estate, of course. It's a real shame. This place has seen many times.
And Yedri looks to Visaria. Well, what are we doing?
Idri shakes her head. You're late. And she turns and she's going to head back out.
I follow.
We'll be back.
Okay. And he just kind of nods his head to you guys and says, "Very well, we will be awaiting your arrival." Bows his head and closes the door.
And she's going to head over to the tavern that they tend to stay at.
Okay. There's 3 different taverns. There's the good tavern, the it's an okay tavern, and then the really shitty tavern.
The tavern that she is a fan favorite at.
I believe that was the middle one.
Mhm.
Crow's Nest, I believe. Yeah, the Crow's Nest, the barge, and the
It was the one with the lobster wine.
yeah, then that would be the Crow's Nest. So we're going to use the Wicker Goat as a example. Actually, no, we'll put you guys back here. But that would be this bar here. That's the one with the beds made out of hammocks of ships. Or you tried to convince the lady she poisoned people.
I'm gonna split from Visaria before we get there.
Okay. So Visaria, you start heading that way, and Yudri, go your merry way.
I'm gonna go and find the boat that the parson runs.
All right. That would be over here by the docks.
So is the parson's boat like his own watery Pope-mobile?
That would be a yes, I think.
Second,
Yes. Pope
Run wishing that one.
Oh, that was beautiful. Beautiful, Crown. All right, I'll get to you in 1
Okay,
second,
sorry.
Yudri.
What was that question?
Is the parson's boat his watery Pope-mobile?
No. It's his home.
It could be.
The Pope doesn't live in the Pope-mobile?
I've been lied to my entire life. Speaking of Parson, I will say within this time frame, you've reached back up to the library. That is where Zour is. I assume currently bent over a couple stacks of books and parchment.
Okie dokie. Come over all invisibly like sneaky and just sort of
Oh boy.
blow in his ear. It's a cold wind,
Wind.
very, very icy cold wind. I'll like shimmer into visibility.
So Zour, you've been bent over these nice scrolls and books, and you're pretty much well vested in your research. As you do, you feel this really icy cold draft just hit your left ear, almost like as if someone were blowing an Arctic wind against you. And the shiver probably runs up and down your spine as suddenly Parson has materialized right behind you.
So I imagine what you see, Parson, as you're behind him and he doesn't turn around. He just looks forward and he reaches forward, puts his thumbs together with his hands, palms facing him, and you see magic forming in his hands as he turns around really fast at you. And he goes, "Oh, you."
Does he scream like a little girl?
No.
No.
Damn. One can hope. All right. As you do this, one of the librarians who happen to be walking by with a stack of books in their hand, she's like, "Oh, could you please not do that here? Oh, please, no, 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 no. There's books, and the books can burn, and please don't do that."
Yes, the books can burn. I know this. I was about to set them all on fire to whatever this was that scared the shit out of me.
Oh, could you not the books with the shelves and the flammable and the please no. And she seems to kind of stammer a little bit.
He just kind of takes his hands apart, the magic dissipating as he does. Fine.
And she kind of lets out this, oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, what do you want, Pause?
I believe I promised to teach you some new spells, if you could teach me some of yours.
Depends on what you want to learn. What is the extent of your knowledge? What schools of magic do you understand?
My magic is divine in nature, but I've been given a particular boon by my goddesses. I pull out the small, icy tome that I had pulled up before on the ship.
Okay.
One spell in particular, I think, is something you might be able to find good use of. I can add, like your own books, I can add spells to mine with enough study. I believe you should be able to learn from mine as well.
Hmm.
Perhaps some of these spells.
Well, let me see it. What language is it written in?
Well, it is a gift from my goddess, so it is in Celestial, but I can help you translate it.
You might want to. And he just kind of does the grabby hands towards the book.
Give.
The grabby
Give-
hands. All right, I'll hand it over.
Grabby pizza hands as he just like looks at it and he sets it down next to his tome. And he starts flipping through trying to find the spell in question. Now, where is your spell that you are talking about, and what does it do exactly?
Well, there are two spells I have gifted to me at the moment. This one here on page 28. This is, you should be aware of it. It's simple enough. Find familiar to call little spectral entities to assist you in a variety of ways.
Spectral entities? He just kind of looks at him very questioningly. Are you talking about necromancy?
No, I'm familiar with necromantic arts, but no, this is, you would create a sort of spirit to assist you. It would be more than likely a celestial kind, but if you were more interested in other types of creatures, I believe you could find a way to translate the spell more to your need. After all, from divine to arcane, there's many changes must be made.
And
The
he
other
just
spell here, I'm not sure if you can learn, but perhaps you can. Over here at 56, this is. Well, actually, I'll have to make some changes to my sign at Town Hall, but this spell allows me to create certain ceremonies of religious nature.
Zara just kind of blankly stares at him. And why would I care about religion?
Hmm.
Tell you what. And he stands up, closing his book. I have discovered
Oh,
something.
there's a lot about you that I might suspect.
Tell you what. I came across an epiphany on our trip. How should you put,
Yes.
useful ability. Do you have any bodies at your morgue that I could demonstrate this with in a private manner?
Oh, I don't own any morgues. My my services are called upon as immediately as they are needed. Bodies don't keep long. Not by salt water. If I'm not
No.
around, then there are plenty of plots of land nearby, but those are a poor man's burial, if you ask me.
Hmm.
I was waiting
That
for him to say my morgue is the CR.
Zara just kind of shrugs and goes, "Well, then I will show you when it is time. Let us, but be aware that calling upon this particular ability may not be very pleasant to see. In fact, it may be very nasty."
Zawa, I'm not really a fool. You've already, as well as told me what you plan on doing. I can't say I approve, not without permission of those who have been deceased to allow such behaviors.
Oh, please, I have not said a simple thing of it. I have just guessed at what sort of magic school your magic entailed. It is a very valid school of magic, and I have studied many things in my time.
No,
Though
there's nothing wrong with it. Some of my best friends growing up were undead.
that's an awkward thing to say, and I would recommend you don't say that in public. As he looks over at the library to see if she's overhearing this conversation.
Oh no! As soon as the magic was done, she was like, "Yep, nope, 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 nope. Okay, do," and toddled away. You can tell that the library is filled with people, and they're not overhearing as much as they are just kind of like giving you guys a wide berth.
My upbringing was very strange, I assure you. Necromancy is not unfamiliar to me, but it's untasteful in most situations.
I see.
Regardless, if you would like, I will teach you the spell if you can teach me one in turn.
He just kind of takes a seat back. And what sort of spell have you seen me do that interests you?
I'm not sure, but at the moment, my goddesses they are fickle and greedy. They quite enjoy to be worshipped. So anything that would take a great deal of time to cast. Rituals, if you like.
Then I have nothing for you. All my spells are, in by nature, either things that help with seafaring duties, defense of the ship, or by pure mitigation, just or simple things like, say, this. And is there a candle on the table?
Yeah. Most of
And
them are not just unlit or not sorry not unlantern or unsheltered candles. Most of them are in lanterns.
He casts predigitation to light to light and unlight the nearest one, and he goes, or simple things like that, things that make life a little bit easier.
Oh yes, I'm quite a collector of those ones. I'll snap my finger and I'll cast thaumaturgy to put the light out. In fact,
You're confusing people down the road that are like, they
In
kind of
fact,
gather up their
I
stuff and
like.
kind of start slowly giving you guys a wider berth.
In fact,
So-
there's even when certain abilities cross over, I quite enjoy the collection of those small magical tricks. I'll snap my fingers again. I'll light the candle with druidcraft. I'll snap my fingers again. I'll put it out with
As you guys are
prestidigitation.
doing this, you guys hear a click, 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 like high heels on cobblestone. And as you guys continue this kind of charade of well I could do this, well I could do this, well I could do that, a very matronly woman stands up and she says, "Gentlemen, if you please, this is a library where we have scrolls and parchment that are very privy to more explosive
You cut
traits.
off.
More explosive traits. If you would please keep your finger waggling to the outside or to the arenas, not in my library."
Zauer just looks at the scrolls. Are these any like good scrolls, or are these just like legends and tales scrolls, kind of basically?
If you've ever seen the libraries like in Dublin in Ireland, the ones with like the two tiers and like just rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of books and shelves, it's like that. But only a first floor because it's not a very big town. But it's definitely, you've got old ancient scroll workings, you've got binders of books, both on tales but also on arcanic workings and theory. But you notice that no one else in the room has used magic.
So he's the only one who's been pulling these arcane style scrolls out and studying them.
No. Other people are studying arcanic works and things like that. It's just no one seems to be utilizing like thaumaturgy spells or prestidigitation spells. They just seem to be smoking their weed pipes or um
Weed.
sir, this is a Wendy's.
Ma'am, if I may, this
She just kind
library,
of like has that stern McGonagall look that I
this
can't pull
library,
off right now.
this library holds a vast knowledge of
I'm
magic.
well aware of the magical attunements as
How
well as the scroll works here.
as a practitioner, I would not dare hurt any of these scrolls, nor this library, if I could help it.
I don't doubt that you would. However, children should not be playing with candles near such things.
Children, is this a human?
Yes.
He just laughs. Children, you're cute.
It's an older one. Well, from what you can tell.
She's not older than him.
So you think.
Elves.
Mwah.
So I'm gonna cast Major Image behind her.
Okay.
Well, if you're not interested in children playing with those scrolls, you should probably catch those two. Behind her, she'll see there's a major image, so sounds, smells, everything. It's
Mhm.
completely believable except for by touch. There's two children pulling scrolls off the shelves and ripping them into pieces.
Oh no!
Let's see.
As soon as she turns around, they'll go, ah! And they'll run away behind the corner, at which
This
point
is what happens when you leave a bard and a wizard together and they
Right.
do nothing but talking about magic.
ooh, I'm barely even a bard. I'm 5 times more a warlock.
Still counts.
Oh yes, it does. It's helpful. I like the bards.
Can he learn wizard shit since he's a warlock, I can tell, of the tome?
Well, based on what I have, I have an Eldritch Invocation that lets me learn any ritual spell in the game if I have a way to study it.
If it has ritual tag on it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
wizards tend to have a lot of that. So I learned
I've got-
Ceremony, which is a cleric one, and I learned Find Familiar, which is a wizard one.
He's got a few he can teach you. But while she's figuring that out, it's just a matter of getting him to actually teach you these things.
Oh, it's fine. No, the matronly woman kind of turns sharply on her heels and stomps after the children.
All right, I'll end the illusion as soon as they go around the corner, so
Mhm.
she won't find them.
Zara just turns and looks back at Parson. Now, about you wanting to learn what I know. You want to learn ritualistic spells. And he just starts flipping through his book before stopping at several pages. I know a few that can be of use to you.
I thought you just said you didn't.
All right.
Alright.
And that's where I will leave you guys for the moment. I'm going to turn back to Yidri.
Okay. That means I can get back to making dinner.
Kind of. Your daughter's going to be involved in a moment.
Oh, God. Oh, why did I agree to this? Yes. Okay. So you get to around the docks. It's not hard to figure out. Do you ask around about the Parsons boat, or do you just kind of like look?
I know where the Parsons boat was before.
Oh, right. And he hasn't moved it since, so yeah, it's in the same spot.
I checked the same spot.
Parson, this is a question for you. Is Amnesty by the boat? Parson.
I think he said he wanted to make dinner real quick.
I'd hoped I would catch him before he did. Come back to me when he's.
So I am back.
Oh,
I'm
hey.
listening to it, but I gotta change my speaker back to headphone and then unmute myself.
Okay, quick
I have
question.
hands covered in
Amnesty.
flour.
Is Amnesty by boat?
That's up to Amnesty. I mean, she knows that she can always go there, but
Let's see.
I did leave her with money enough for places to stay.
She is by the boat.
Okay. I go up to her. I'm gonna keep like 10 feet or so apart.
Mhm.
Have my hands up, no weapons,
Stranger danger.
and I go, "Excuse me.
Danger, danger.
I'm looking for a gentleman known as the Parson."
The Parson. The Parson's not here right now.
Have
He
you-
went away on a business.
He.
Did you have funeral requests?
No,
I can take them.
actually, I'm a member of his party, and I was hoping to talk with him. We just got back today, and I'm just looking for him.
A reminder that I did point out Yedri to, and
I
did
thought
point-
so.
Yeah, I pointed her out as someone to keep away from, but you probably like her anyway. Just don't interact with these people when I'm not around.
Did
Right.
you? Because I know the last time I was by the docks, I
You were
was
wearing a
not
different
me.
face.
Okay,
That's right, you were wearing a
you
different
weren't, so I
face.
couldn't pinpoint. but I told her about you at least.
Yeah, probably described.
Did you give her the name though?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, he's not here right now. Do you have a name I could leave for him?
Yeah, if you see him, let him know Yedri was looking for him.
Okay.
So there's
Yeah, Jane,
this
that
there's
sounds
this
very
person
familiar.
we're supposed to go and talk to about a box, and this box,
And you see her actually take out a small parchment and charcoal.
I don't know where the box is right now. I thought Viseria had it last I saw her. She didn't have it. But we're supposed to go and give this box to a guy, and yeah. So it's gonna be like mid-afternoon, early evening, and I wanted to just coordinate with everybody. So just let him know that if you see him, all right?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. I don't know when he'll be back, but I'll make sure I'll make sure he knows.
All right. Thanks. Take care. And I wave and turn around and walk away.
She
I
kind of
want
she keeps that distance though, that you provided.
I want to just state quickly after I'm done with this hour, I'm going to first go to town hall and update my sign. I've
Okay.
already updated it in Roll20, so it's accurate
Okay.
for my
Sure.
new services. After which I will get some supplies to cast Find Familiar and meet up with Amnesty at the boat to do that.
We'll do that here in a second. I just want to make sure I get everybody.
I just got to get to dinner.
Yep, you go to dinner and then we'll get to that. Visaria,
Hmm.
so you make it to the crow's nest. Um, kind of a bunch of stragglers. It's kind of early, still for the bar to be that rowdy. Um, but you do see the one of the bartenders, uh, the short-haired, brown-haired, woman with the brown hair freckles. Um, hair seems to swirl about her as she does. She kind of smiles and says, "Oh, hello there, Muck Chucker, right?"
She moves to seat herself at the bar and she just nods. She sets the halberd against the bar as well.
Okay. What can I get for you?
Something strong.
Of course, I can give you some of the best. That'll be about a silver piece.
She slides over to Silver.
All right. She brings out a very large tankard. It's just standard pewter mug. And fills it with an amber liquid. That bubbles and froths. It's your standard ale. Nothing to write home about, but it's got a twinge of alcohol, to the nose.
She's going to pick it up and she's going to swig it and nurse it for a few hours.
Okay, kind of burns when you first drink it, but nothing like some of the higher proofs that you've drank before.
Something like that one stuff that you try to drink where I had the roll for my constitution.
No, no, nothing you have to roll for just yet. You're pretty sure though, if you had another, it'd probably be a Constitution roll.
It's something like the what's it called? Jefferson's Ocean that I have right here on the shelf at cask strength at 56% alcohol by volume, 112 proof.
Oh, there you go.
Nah, she's just gonna have the single one.
All right. Well, so what brings you out to our way? Was there you?
Oh, what? Sorry about that. I was like distracted.
No, that's fine. She was just asking what was bringing you out towards the bar.
Came back from a job, just relax.
All right. Well, that makes sense. Tell me about the job. What did you do? Did you run things for people? What did you do?
Job for somebody in town. I can't go over it.
Ah, I understand. Some of those jobs can be harder than we think sometimes. If you hear half the soldiers coming in, they'll always tell you sort of a tale. Oh, don't mind me. I've got to go take care of this. And she kind of leaves the bar for a moment to return to a customer that had asked. You do see a gentleman behind the bar coming back up from what looks to be a back room or a stock room. Very large gentleman with black hair pulled back into a ponytail, and he just kind of gives you like a once over, like hmm, and begins wiping down the countertop.
Keep to herself for now and drink.
Okay. Viserion drinking Thalassa and Krun.
Well, Thalassa is just gonna have fun with this until she gets bored. So maybe just before the illusion drops,
No, okay.
and with that, she will. Because I don't know how much time she has left, but she'll just get out of there and kind
Okay.
of head towards the bar through the docks. And if she sees Amnesty,
MC was still by Parsons' boat, yes.
she will offer her a bag of strawberry pastries. She won't get too close because she remembers what happened last time. So she just leaves it nearby and just gives her a wave.
Oh, she happily looks down at it and then like smiles and waves back to her like, "Oh, thank you."
Well, with that kind of response, then she smiles and she leaves.
Okay. Because if I remember correctly, you were one of the ones that Parsons said was okay. Parson,
I
you
think
still there?
I think opposite of okay.
Oh, okay. So then, no, she very rarely just kind of like, "Oh
I
no."
believe I pointed out Viserion Bug Trucker. Actually, I introduced Bug Trucker. So Viserion is okay. Zour and Thalassa were specifically pointed out, like, keep away from those ones. I don't know. I don't really understand them yet.
Yep. So that
She'll
she would definitely keep her distance and then just kind of like look around, not panicked, but just kind of that like cautious.
when she does that, Thalassa, standing like probably like 10 feet away, will be like, looking for your exits, huh?
She just kind of freezes in place, like, "Oh, crap."
No, it's okay. It's how I survived as a child. And she just leaves the pastries on one of the wooden uh, support support the support
Okay.
beams that keep the docks up, and she just kind of walks off and gives like a wave as she leaves.
She doesn't make an attempt to go for the strawberry pastries just yet. When you leave and turn around, though, they seem to. She scampers to go grab them and then set them down. She doesn't
Yeah,
eat them. She just kind of like quick grab and unsure if she should eat.
yeah. Thalassa won't. She won't look back until like she gets to a point where if she doesn't look back, she'll never see her again,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
and then she'll go on to the bar.
All right. So as you enter the bar, you see Visaria drinking by themselves at the bar. A small, very short woman with brown hazel hair that's kind of cropped short, with freckles on her face and green eyes. Seems to be bouncing about the bar and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, what can I get for you, love?" And she's kind of holding a tray up.
She says, "Give me your sweetest rum."
"Oh, of course. Well, there's a cherry, and then there's the dark spiced rum. Which would you like?"
Yes.
A very good choice. And she bounds away, all happy and kind of like getting around. Behind the bar, you do see a larger gentleman who seems to tower over the smaller frame. Very muscular, black hair pulled back into a ponytail. He just kind of looks down at the woman as she comes back from behind the bar. with another large tanker. Only this one does not have amber liquid inside. It's very much a dark, like a dark brown color, almost like a rum and coke.
All right. Thalassa, she'll sit next to. My goodness. She'll sit next to this, and will kind of like look back toward her backside, and
Okay.
then lean over the counter again, and will say, "You know, I'm always impressed with how juicy you are."
Two.
Giggle.
Sarah seems a bit out of it. It's like she doesn't even hear her at first. Huh?
Oh, you're just quite striking, is all. And then she'll like lean on her hand and just offer her a big wide smile.
Sarah responds by taking a large swing than normal.
What's that?
I couldn't hear that.
Oh, Thalassa just offers a large smile.
Okay. Okay, she just takes a larger swing of her mug and then she just nods.
All right. I think Parson, are you back from making dinner yet?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. I'm gonna leave you two lovely ladies to drink to your heart's content. And Parson and Zower. Goodness. Um, sorry, I just heard a high pitched scream, so I was very concerned. Does our Parson go ahead with wrapping up? I think Parson, you said you wanted to stop by the town hall, refresh um your plague.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. But like the only spell I can actually teach to Zower that he would be able to learn is Find Familiar.
Gotcha.
What spells might I
Zo-
be also?
Do you have third level spell slots?
I do, but I can only learn second and lower level rituals with this
Detect
feat.
magic at first, and that's it for now. Everything else is in the third. He can teach you detect magic.
I'll take it.
All right. So we spend most of the day probably doing that there.
Well, it takes me
Alright.
2 hours to learn from you, and however long it takes you to learn from me. I think it's 1 hour per level for wizards.
Something like that. But I gotta spend money on it, so he's just gonna waive it for now until he
Yeah.
can get the materials to do it.
Yeah, me too. So I mean, it's 4 hours at most. I'll spend.
So I'm like, I've never played a wizard, so Eh.
I'll spend the cost to learn that and inscribe it, and later get the materials to cast it. I'll go to town hall, change up my plaque. I now offer the services available from the ceremony spell.
All right.
50 gold pieces a pop because it's pretty expensive to run that spell. And then, yeah, I'll go down to meet with Amnesty at the boat.
Okay. Yidri, do you stick around and wait, or did you bound off? I think. Did you say you were going back to the bar?
No, I do, however, like I'm going and looking for the rest of the party. So
Okay.
I stand there for a moment and I'm trying to think, if I was these people, where would I go?
As you're thinking that, you do see Thalassa pass by you
Hey,
and head
hey.
towards the crow. I meant to mention that before. Sorry, Thalassa.
That's okay. I'm gonna go
Shit, wait a minute.
specifically just to go, hey, so yeah, this is the address that we're supposed to deliver the box to. He'll be available early
shit, no,
evening, late afternoon. Try and if you see the others, let them know.
Does
Sorry.
Thalassa have any idea where this location's at?
I believe you were there.
I also
Yeah, she
gave
was
the address.
she was
Yes.
there when we originally got the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zaur. Sorry.
Yes.
I just realized this is one of like the only 3 instances in the game where you round up instead of down, so I can learn 3rd level spells or rituals. What are
Then
the other
you
options?
water breathing and phantom steed.
Phantom Steed. Ooh.
Phantom Steed. Whew. Goodness. All right. I'll let you two wizards sort it out if you want to hop into other channels to discuss. Or side channels to do
I
so.
don't need the water breathing, but I'll take Phantom Steed.
We'll sort it
Going.
out later.
Okay. Thank you. So Yidra, you happen to catch Thalassa before she goes into the bar, letting her know the address of the location and the
And the
potential
time.
meetup and the time.
I go, have you
Uh,
seen anyone else?
Thalassa slips the paper in one of her pockets. I seen Krun over that way.
Cool. Thanks.
You
I'll
want to
go.
join us at the? Or you want to be at the bar?
Oh, well, I mean, I figured everybody should probably know where we're going and when we're going there. So,
I'm sure I'll see somebody there.
and then
But-
Yidri takes a moment and really studies Thalassa for a moment.
Does Thalassa notice this?
Roll me
mean-
a perception check
I'm not being subtle.
with advantage. Yeah. No.
Thalassa strikes a pose. She's like, wait, this is my good side, and then she kind of moves to another angle.
How do you
No. From this side.
how do you feel about the orc guy?
The orc.
Yeah, half orc, whatever.
I have no inclination to any emotional or any sort of attachment to him.
So if I told you that in 3 days I was going to hunt him down and kill him, what would you do?
I would say good luck, because he has quite the pet.
Alright. And waves and wanders off in the vague direction of Krun was that way.
Krun was this direction.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm over in this direction right here.
Ha ha.
All right. So, Krun,
Yeah.
what would you like to do? So you spent most of your late morning, early afternoon, kind of ish, around the temple, just kind of helping out. You saw Thalassa kind of leaving. Did you leave before the spell dropped, Thalassa?
No. She definitely wanted to get out of there before the spell was over.
Okay. So you did not see Thalassa at all. But
Sure
it
as hell
seemed.
felt her, but I did not realize.
Yes, true. But it does not seem as though no other blessings are being bestowed upon the temple today. The children seem to have quieted down a bit.
Yeah. So if I mean if most of the daily work that the temple needed help with, just so like for upkeep and whatnot, is done, I guess Krun will call it a day and probably join everyone at the tavern.
All right. As you turn to leave, you happen to come across Yidri along your path.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I've been looking for you.
Oh, cool. What'd I do?
Well, nothing yet.
What'd I
But yeah, so this is the address of where we're supposed to turn in the box. The guy's gonna be available like early evening, late afternoon. So
Poor
let's
Yidri.
see. I think the only other people who I haven't found is Zaur, and I left a message with the parson's kid, sister. I don't know. The little girl
Kid
at his
sister.
boat.
Did he kidnap her?
Maybe.
We don't know.
You don't know.
I don't. I've had no
But it's-
interaction with this person. I've watched you from across the street wearing somebody else's face.
So it's both his child and his sister.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yes, at the same time.
Disgusting.
You don't get to judge me.
I'm gonna judge you.
I'm my own
I would let you go
grandpa.
see your mother. That's how this all happened.
Oh no. All right.
So
Whole
if
new meaning to motherfucker.
Oh. Oedipus complex.
I feel
Oh.
so bad for Oedipus that we named that after him when he wanted no part in it.
Right?
Anyways,
Ugh.
so then I
Ugh.
go,
Point.
if you were Zaur, where would you be? I love this strain.
He likes books, yeah? Like he wanted to get with a book monster or something that we used to know.
Oh yeah, the book
So-
monster.
Library,
Read the books.
got it.
Yeah, probably that. Like library or like a temple books or something.
I'm gonna look around, make sure nobody's really close. I'm gonna step in and lower my voice and say, so if I told you I was gonna murder that orc in 3 days, what would you do?
What do you do?
He's got a giant spider that walks through walls. I don't like it.
Yeah, but what do you do?
What did he do? But what did he do? He looked at me funny.
He tried to intrude upon my attempt to commune with my own god, and while I humored him for the first 10 minutes, it was strictly to see what he would do. I neither like him nor trust him.
Huh. It is kind of sketch.
Yeah, super sus.
I mean, it's worth kicking his ass over, but I don't know if you could, like, murder him outright.
He was curious. He just asked questions.
Stop it, people. Stop it.
Just face it, DM. We ain't good people.
He's gonna kill him. Oh, I know that much.
Alright.
I gave up on the party a while
Fucking
back.
rubbernecks, move! Sorry.
I agree.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go look for Zaur.
Alright, be safe.
Yeah.
Try it. Please
by the
don't
way-
do a murder until he does something that warrants doing a murder.
I'm not gonna kill anybody, don't worry. Thalassa and Viseria were at this bar, and I give them the name of it.
The crow's nest.
The Crow's Nest.
Is that the place that I like to go?
Yes, the one with the lobster wine.
Oh, hell yeah, I know that place.
Seems to be where we're gathering, so I'm gonna go try and find Zaur. But
Alright, safe?
I turn and walk away and go, no.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful friendship, beautiful friendship.
Please, you idiot.
I love that.
So much.
Alright.
All right. So, Krun, you head back to the crow's nest. I'm gonna move you back there for you. You walk in and you see Viseria and Thalassa both drinking at the bar. In addition to that, the woman from before with the short hazel hair, freckles, green eyes, really short, seems to be serving and bustling tables as she goes. And as you enter, the very larger man behind the counter with the slick black hair looks at you and kind of gives a as you enter and kind of nods his head.
Krun waves enthusiastically to him, and then he waves enthusiastically to the short hair lady, and then he waves enthusiastically to his friends.
As you do, the shorter woman waves her hand aesthetically and says, "Oh, welcome back. What can we get for you?"
Hey,
That's my
what's it called? The lobster wine. What was that called?
Oh, the house special, you mean? Of course.
Yeah.
Right away. And she bounds off to go get one of the lobster wines.
So Thalassa, when he gets there, she looks at him and says, "You know, I heard this funny voice in my head, and it told me to." And then she like spanks his butt to do this.
I I lost you at and then I heard but.
I came in at butt.
You said that she heard a voice tell her to do this, and then she slaps his butt and says, and I don't know why, just came out.
Hey, that's the sun god guy around here. He like
It's the blessing.
was
Blessing of the
that
sun.
apparently.
Well, what do you know?
Oh
Oh my
no.
goodness.
You're going robotic. It's that one part of the highway, I bet.
But whatever. Like, cool, awesome.
Exclamation.
She just laughed victoriously.
Zower.
Yes.
So, you guys spend some time, gather up some spells, which you will take care of out of characterly. It is getting late. That matron returns. Parson, I assume that you have gone to the boat.
Yes.
Okay. I hadn't seen you move your character, so I was like,
Oh,
are you
sorry.
still there? No, it's okay. I can move it for you if you like. I just don't want to move it unless the person is incapable of moving said thing. Sour, it is getting late. The lanterns are dying down. You've seen that Parson has left earlier, pretty much after your conversation, to go take care of his business. What do you do?
He is going to pack up all his stuff,
Mm-hmm.
thank the lady for her time and letting him be there,
Mm-hmm.
and go to the tavern.
She just gives you this kind of stare down, like the McGonagall stare down, which I cannot put into words that look, but it's that look. As you leave the town hall, you almost collide with Yidri, who seems to be looking for you.
Hey,
Ah,
hey, yeah. So it's getting dark. It's just about time. This is the address where we're supposed to deliver the box. I'm gonna head over there now because it was early evening, late afternoon that it's supposed to be. So, you
very
coming
well.
with me?
Do you? Of course. Why else would I be out and about? There ain't nothing else to do here.
Oh, I mean, maybe you would consider. And she kind of looks around to see if there's anybody else around.
There's no one.
Maybe consider killing the orc, half orc, with a spider, possibly.
He just
In 3 days,
stares
maybe.
for a moment.
I'm not
In 3
saying it's a
days.
date, but I'm saying it's a number.
I'm saying it's a date.
He stares at Idri and just goes, "You got yourself a deal."
Well, thank the gods, because you're the first person to actually say that. Everyone else was like, oh, well, I mean, I'd say good luck. Oh.
Let me talk to Thalassa. Maybe my words will help convince her. Hmm?
Shiny.
And he's gonna go with Idri to deliver the box.
The box that you don't have.
Viseria had it last. I don't know where it is now.
I'm gonna go quick to the parson, and then we're gonna go back to the party at the tavern.
It was in the girls' room, so wouldn't we know where it's at?
Viseria took it as soon as you guys went aboard.
Okay.
Or as soon as you guys dropped ship, she took the box and ran off with it. Nobody
Okay.
stopped her. Parson,
Yes.
as you approach, Amnesty kind of looks up and smiles and says, "Oh, you're back. I think one of your friends stopped by. The weird one, Yidri.
Did she?
Yeah, well, the name sounded familiar, but it didn't look like the person that you pointed out. And she said that she said this, and she hands you a parchment with charcoal scribbled on it,
Hmm.
indicating the address, the time, the date, and what she had requested.
Thank you.
Oh, and then that other one, the blue one, she came by with these, and she holds out a thing of strawberry pastries. I didn't know if they were poisoned or not. I didn't want to try it.
It's fine. You can. You can.
As soon as you
I.
give her permission, she devours them.
I might have judged her a little too closely. I think I'm getting an idea of what she's like. I think. I think most of these new uh, friends of mine are generally trustworthy. If you'd like, you could meet them.
Could I? I think I'd like that. They seem
Yes.
kind of okay.
Well, I think I know where they are. I look down the road, hearing whatever's going they're doing at the bar, which is bound to be loud.
Oh yeah, that bar is always loud. From even being your time in the city of Saltmarsh, you know fairly well that is a very loud, very ruckus, and probably a part of the bad part. You don't go there with Amnesty. You
Yeah.
don't tell Amnesty to go there. You tell her to avoid that place at all cost.
I don't.
No, okay, but
This
you
is
know
the
it's a
place.
very bad reputation.
Mm, so do I. Well, not tonight, but sometime soon. If you'd like, I could introduce you to them. But
Okay,
for now, I have someone else to introduce you
okay.
to. I will
She kind of
get
tilts her head
down, uh,
curiously.
get down in the boat with her. Come in.
Hmm. She follows.
I'll pull out a brass brazier and light some
You cut out there.
incense. I will pull out a brass brazier
Uh huh.
and get some incense and light it.
Okay.
Just like sit it between us two and hold our hands. Just think about something we'd really like to have. What kind? If you had a pet, what would you want?
Uh oh, like a bird, but not like the seagulls, because they're rats with wings.
Yes, they
No,
are.
I think I'd like one of the black ones, because they're always around and they always seem to clean up with nature. So yeah, I think I'd like one of those.
You know what? I think I've got an idea for you. Something that could be something you would like.
She just kind of nods her head. Is it a
I'm going to.
bird?
Yes, I'm going to give you a bird, a new friend, a pet.
A pet?
This is a very special one. If
Okay.
by any chance it disappears, know that it is with me. Can
Okay.
always can always find me. And when I ask it to, it will always go back and find you. It will keep you safe,
I think I'd like that.
and it'll help you. It'll be a good swimmer.
Can
And
birds swim?
oh,
I know
special
they
birds
can
can.
fly.
Special birds can. This one can. And I'll cast Find Familiar, of course, of 10 minutes, kind of going over her with describing what the bird's going to be like and kind of
Mm-hmm.
seeing what I want, what she wants it to be.
Mm-hmm. She seems very adamant about this pet and very, detailed and kind of giddy actually that she's, getting something to call her own essentially.
Hmm. And let's see. And if you allow it, I will get a razor bill, make it a celestial. A razor bill is a tiny bird that has a speed of 10 feet, flying speed of 30 feet, swimming speed of 30 feet, and it can dash as a bonus action when it's underwater. It can hold its breath for 5 minutes.
Let's see. One moment.
A razor bill.
A razor bill auk.
Yes.
Of course, Greco no.
They're cute little things.
They are.
Said it was a razor bill.
Yeah, it's not in DMG because they only have like 15 animals.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a step like I will share.
Excuse you. Yeah, that'll work.
Awesome.
Just make sure to
The
keep it. Let's see.
yeah, I have it linked in the extras tab on my
Mm,
D&D Beyond character.
is that a that looks to be a homebrew
Yes.
aligned
See,
bit? I'll allow it because it's familiar. But I do try and want to keep to as much of the playbook as we can.
I know, but there's no good
I know.
ones.
I know.
Find
That's why
Familiar does
I'm
actually
allowing it because it's more flavor text for you. So
and
and
Find
it's
Familiar
and
does
it's
actually
under
allow
and
for a bunch of
it's
stuff. If a
what's
DM
that?
text in Find Familiar also does, I believe, allow for whatever else the DM permits.
I will allow one, either diver or swimmer.
What do you mean?
I'm looking at most of the familiars have like one little point where you have diver and
It's based on the actual
swimmer.
creature, because they have this weird thing where they collect bubbles in the fur and they can use it to shoot upward super fast when they're underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes, they're
Mhm.
very cool,
It's
and they can
super
fly.
cool.
They're very interesting birds. Yeah, I'll allow it this one time.
Awesome, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Like I said, I want to try and stay away from from homebrew stuff, if you please.
Mhm.
I will allow it because it is more or less flavor text for you.
Yes. So I will create the Auk will appear, and it'll appear like in her lap.
Okay.
Look
She
over and
immediately coos and ahs and starts patting it a little bit. And she looks at you first like, can I touch it?
it's yours.
And she immediately coos over it and just like pets it and just like like a little kid with their first puppy.
My little niece would like hug that thing so hard.
Oh.
I don't know. See, I know I haven't been
I
very,
love it.
very present
All I
lately,
can think of is like holding
and
it,
I
squeezing
can
it
only
tight.
expect I won't be around terribly often anymore. I'm getting
She
closer to finding what I need to find out here.
she kind of sets the bird on the table and then immediately runs over to where you and gives you a hug.
Oh,
She
I
kind of like
hug her
wraps her
back.
little arms around, just kind of hugs you tight. Like, if you've ever gotten that one thing you've always wanted for like the holidays, or even like just that one gift that you've always wanted,
Hell
somebody
yeah.
gets it for you. It's that ecstatic, like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. Like think little kids on Christmas Day, just explosions of giddiness.
So I'm getting closer to finding what I need to find. While I'm away, this bird will be my connection to you and yours to me. Think of a good name, and where are you staying tonight?
Well, I was just gonna stay on the boat, but because I knew you were back, and I was gonna wait up for you.
All right. Then we should settle in.
I don't know
All
of
right.
a good. I don't know of a good name. I was just gonna call it Ducky because Land Before Time. But
I'll come up with a name for her to
okay,
come up with.
there you go. You can
Because
be the
I
brain.
know.
You can be the second part of this brain because this brain is like autopilot.
Someone's the right side of the brain, someone's the left side of the brain.
There you go. Essentially. All right. So I say that you pretty much stay with her on the boat until it's time, or Parson.
Thinking of a name. Okay. Orphalepidus.
You want a kid to say that?
Yeah. She
Sure.
will come up with the name. She will come up with the name. She calls it Morpholepidus, and I'm
Morpholephalephalos.
very surprised.
Okay. She goes out right and she says, "Nope, that's the name I want."
Cool.
So intent. But I want to call him Morph.
All right.
She's giving it a nickname.
Yeah. I'll spend as many hours as I can before it gets dark and around her bedtime. I'll catching up with her, telling her about the stuff we've been doing out on the
You
sea.
guys want to crack it? No, I'm just kidding. No. So yeah, she adamantly listens to your story,
But
regaling her on the ship?
I'll tuck her in to sleep and
Okay.
get over to the bar where the others are.
Alrighty. So within that time, guys, it's starting to get a little darker. You guys know that the three of you at the bar still know that it's getting to be about that time that Yidri had said. And yet there's still the question of go and get the box, or do you go and talk to the guy without the box? As you think this over, Serenity makes his way into the bar.
Missouri glances over as Idri steps into the bar.
Not Yidri, person.
Oh,
Serenity.
Serenity.
Mm-hmm.
She nods to the person and she just downs the rest of the ale and she moves to stand up and picks up her halberd. Well, first, we're gonna go speak to him. If I like his answers, I'll get the box for him.
Do you want me to go with you?
I think all of us should be there.
She looks longingly at her rum that she hasn't finished. Of course it is.
She picks up the Thalassa's rum and just hands it to her. She glances over at the barkeep. Mind if we take this with us?
What was it?
She's asking the barkeep if he minds if we take the glass with us.
He just
He does with the
goes.
rum.
Kind of just
You
like
know-
that. Elaine, can you do your best impression of Elaine? It's like disapproving gruntle noises.
Just,
Thank you. Grunts.
There you go. I'll play the part of this barkeep as well. But Thalassa says, "You know what? I'll just drink the whole thing right now, and I'll just leave the glass right here. And you know, if I get wasted, I get wasted."
Oh God. Go ahead and roll me a
So
Constitution. Sorry.
Yeah, Fred there is going to be like, chug, chug, chug.
Let's get fish girl wasted.
Let's get first girl wasted. Just barely. It is a nice buzz.
all right, she places the glass on the table
Mm-hmm.
with her, and she looks right at him. And there's like a bit of a purplish blush underneath her blue skin,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "I think I've tamed the beast." And
Slow
since I'm playing the
clap for
bar,
you, friend.
barkeep says, "Well, all right."
I love that you're playing your character and then your other character. Thank you.
It's weird. The barkeep is a strangely buff, shirtless half elf man.
Yes.
He's got a beautiful sword on his side.
maybe an apron.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Okay, definitely the apron. And the woman comes back and just smiles and takes the glass back and says, "Well, we'll have another one waiting for you when you return."
As she walks out, she looks at the man who looks a lot like Elwyn and says, "You wouldn't happen to be into Genasi's, would you?" And then she leaves and gives a salute to him as she walks out the door.
As you guys leave, Thalassa, roll me a perception check. I want to see if you hear what the woman says. It's pretty crowded, but you do hear, "I think I," and then the crowd kind of takes over the noise.
Okay.
So you guys file out back to the gentleman's residence, I assume? The estate.
And Serenity is with us?
I assume
Yeah.
once you come up to about here, he'll probably... No, because you went to the bar, so you walked into the bar while they were kind of walking out.
Yeah, I caught very little, and then suddenly we're all walking out.
She'll interlock one with Viserion, interlock the other with Serenity, whether he wants it or not.
If I could cast, if I knew freedom of movement.
So you interlock arms with Serenity as you walk by, Thalassa?
Yes.
Okay.
And who
So...
else?
Hmm?
Who else was it?
Viseria.
Okay.
So you guys kind of go skipping down the merry way to follow the yellow brick road. Back
Also
to
is at least.
I'm not shooting. I'm being dragged. Like
Viserion,
I'll do
you
that one-legged hop while I drag the other foot obstinately.
Viserion, you've had your arm looped around by a very skipping and happy-go-lucky Thalassa.
Fair. You heard it's about normal for Thalassa.
Sounds
Yeah,
about
not too out of
right.
character.
All right, so it doesn't take you that long to return to the rest of your party. So the party reaches back together again. You see Zower and Yudri inside the estate.
Hey, how you doing?
He's here to
Greetings, everyone.
I knew I'd catch you here.
What do you mean?
I've got questions to ask our client. If I like his answers, he gets the box.
You and Yidri. I knew it would happen.
Ooh.
Listen.
I am definitely into much older men, so yes, that is exactly what has happened, Thalassa.
He just stares. He just turns as he has his hand up, trying to say, "Listen." Yidri says that, and he just turns and looks at Yidri and goes, "The fuck?"
It's a loss. I
That's-
can't hold it for laughter.
It's a 20 on deception.
Damn. That's quite believable.
The loss won't even try to insight it. She's just like, oh, all right. I'm here for it.
It's beautiful. I love it when a con comes together.
As you guys are sitting here chatting outside the estate, the door opens, and once again, our lovely half ogre butler, Verthag, opens the door once again. Ah, the adventuring party has arrived. Please come inside. And he once again ushers you back into the sitting room where tea and cakes have been laid out for you all.
Cool.
Sweet. Free food.
I
Yes.
eat as I begin eating immediately, and I just continue to eat.
Verthag mentions, I'll be right back. The master is finishing up his last minute paperwork, but we'll be with you shortly. Please take your seats. Make yourselves at home. And he quickly leaves.
You know, that butler should not have said that.
No, he should not have.
Yedri
Crun
takes
is
off
right
their
there with.
pants.
God. Zara's just
I
face
mean,
palming and rubbing
So
his
you choose
forehead like,
without pants.
The loss wants
As
to
you
see if
do.
she sees underwear.
I'm still wearing, like, the breastplate, and I am wearing, like, they're like boxers that come to, like, mid-thigh, and they look like they do not fit me at all.
What way?
Creeps.
They're really baggy, and they're, like, tied around the waist with a belt.
All I can think of is like this scrap leather that's tied into a makeshift belt.
Yep.
Lawson nods approvingly.
And I drape the pants over my neck, and I go, ah, and I sit down and man spread.
Zara's just rubbing his temple and going, I'm around idiots.
He said,
Crun's
make
still
yourself at
stuck in
home.
face.
This isn't your home, though.
One of the maids who's standing right inside the sitting room, their face is completely red.
This
Few
is
moments
why-
go by.
This is why I don't normally play evil characters, but it's fun when I do.
Right. As you guys do, Lord Arbek Darillion kind of limps out, and it looks as though he's been favoring the cane of his. You guys didn't really behind his desk, but he does have a cane that he uses when he walks. So you hear the thump, thump, thump of his footfalls before he enters the room. As he does enter the room, he smiles to you all, and he says, "Ah, I'm glad to see that you are all well, and that the adventure did not take or claim any of you. I'm glad for this. I've had so many misfortunes with this venture. Am I to assume that this venture is gained correct? Were you able to recover it?"
Sarah moves forward, and she sets her halberd against one wall, and then
Mhm.
she turns to face him and crosses her arms. We found it, but I have questions and I need answers.
Well, if you found it, may I see it?
She stares him over,
She kind of
and
he kind of like looks over at the party and then looks at you like expectantly, like this was the venture I paid you for.
it was what you paid us for. But we found things from a ship that makes us think that this ship was a slave vessel.
So now that wait a minute, and he like it looks like as if he was going to say more to the effect of, now that you have my property, you're going to tell me how to use it. But he stops mid sentence and says, "Slaver vessel? No, we are a trading company. I assure
In
you,
the
the
bottom of the
emperor."
vessel, there was a cargo hold. In the cargo hold, there were mountains of bodies, all dressed in rags.
You must be speaking of the brigands that we caught trying to steal from our ship.
In rags?
Have I not told you the legend of the Emperor of the Waves?
You didn't
Insight.
tell.
Same.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Roll me insight.
Yo.
I'm almost home.
Oh, let me roll that insight for you.
You.
But I got your back. Hang on. I need to pull that up. Why am I looking for Zephyr like I'm gonna roll Zephyr's roll? Insight. Submit. He is 100% telling the truth.
Philosopher just is like,
I'll just
Friend just kind of like,
I'll give a small smile of relief.
You neglected to mention any legend about this vessel. We just told us to go fetch the boxes. It was at the bottom of the ocean or whatever.
You never asked, although a cheap answer it may be, but you only asked for the
How will we
detailed
even
description
know if you don't even?
because
Are
it
we
was
supposed to keep
lost at
track of every ship's
it.
legend?
It was lost at sea. It's a very well known legend. I believe I did
Not
mention
know
it once
this
before.
party.
Visaria, I actually did mention it before.
Did
Yes.
I probably
I
didn't
can
hear it then.
confirm I have it in my notes.
I wasn't there.
Because I believe one of you guys was looking when you guys were aboard the ship. Any details? I believe it was Zauer who was looking for any legends or mentions of the Emperor of the Waves. They were looking for maps when they were harassing the captain.
Then I probably wasn't around, or was it something? Because I don't remember it.
Either way, to be fair. So from what the information that you did gather, it was a ship that had gone missing for years. So it was under the command of the trading vessel with the Derillian company. However, that ship was lost at sea.
So brigands, tell me about them. How did they come to be on your vessel?
As most brigands do, stowaways or anyone trying to make a quick gold from a few trading vessels. I'm sad to say that they were in the hold when we lost the ship.
well, now that we have that out of the way, and she looks over at this.
She uncrosses her arms, drops them at her sides. When we removed the box, the ship was attacked, or rather, the wreckage. And then she glances over at Thalassa.
Hmm.
You're the only one that saw it. What was it?
Thalassa nods and thinks for a moment. And she describes in as much detail as possible exactly what she saw.
And at this, Derillian actually kind of leans in a little, or sorry, he's not sitting down. He kind of leans against his cane a little and seems very enthralled by the story. And he's a good audience. He oohs and ahs at the right times of, yes, okay, yes, describe the creature again. And he begins
So,
to sketch. He pulls out a piece of parchment while you're describing it and begins to sketch,
she says,
adjusting his spectacles as he does.
before we go further on this, I believe that what you paid us, or what you have offered to pay us, is far too low of a price for coming against such a creature as that. And I am not the only source that has seen it. You can ask the crew that we went with.
And he kind of shows the drawing of the kraken. I believe this is the creature you saw, based off of what
It,
you've described.
it looks pretty similar to that, yes.
It is indeed a gruesome, gruesome fate. I've only heard legend of beasts like this, dragging down ships into the depths below. I believe they were infamously called kraken beasts. And he kind of, leans back off on his ship. But now that you have my property, you are now dictating on how to use it.
I am dictating the arrangement.
The arrangement was made in good faith, and I did give you all quite a good sum of credits, if you're not mistaken, miss.
Credits to fight a titan.
I did not know that you would encounter such a beast. That is not a fault of mine. I
Well,
merely provided the information of where to find said item.
well then, if we can't do business, then I guess we can't do business.
Well, that's going to be very, very Don't know many who would want to, well, have access to this item that you have procured for us. Not many know how to open it. I
I
believe you
guess.
saw the item in question yourself. There's no
Mhm.
locks, no latches. And from the judgment of this conversation, you attempted to open said item? Am I mistaken, miss?
Was that not part? Was that part of the deal?
No. I assume there was curiosity.
Moreover, to make sure that we got exactly what you were wanting.
Yes. Although in this case I'm kind of at a disadvantage and in the corner.
This area just glances over him. You also encounter someone else that was still living on your ship.
Ah,
He was
a
a half
survivor.
orc.
I don't recall any half orc. The half orc I know is my butler, Vertheg.
This half orc has a giant spider that goes through walls.
Hmm.
On the ship itself was infested with creatures. He begins to describe each creature that he encountered on the ship, especially their ability.
He seems to kind of rubs at his chin a little bit and he says, it's most unfortunate. And last I knew, the Emperor was very much intact as whole, and it was a trading vessel. Creatures of the deep may have used it. It may have washed ashore someplace where it could be turned into some monstrosity, as you clearly claim to have seen these horrors, and to which I do apologize. And he kind of adjusts his glasses a little bit. As you describe them, he kind of details again, sketching them out, and seeing them. And as he sees his drawings come to kind of an imagery behind it, he just kind of shudders, puts it, and actually tears up one of the parchments.
So then you understand our frustration with the arrangement.
Well, you were accusing me of knowing that these monstrosities would be aboard my vessel.
No. I did not accuse you of such a thing. What I told you is we encountered them.
Yes. You are an adventuring party. I assume that hiring you on, the expenses I've already paid, which I believe were to the percentage of about 200 gold pieces, would be enough to sequester any kind of funds that you would need and or require any equipment to take on such a venture.
The
I
spirit speaks
did
now.
I
The
did mention
original
that would be that it would be perilous, and that many adventures have come before you and have not survived. I believe the intended fee to pay for this item that is not in your possession at the moment was about around 10%, which I believe was about 10,000 gold pieces, if I'm not mistaken.
10,000 gold pieces for all of us
For as a whole,
to be paid to us.
yes.
this area speaks at this point.
He did
Possibly
not. He said about 10% of to be recovered. That the gold price
Oh,
hasn't been established yet. He gave you
I thought he
guys
said.
area.
I thought he said 200.
200 gold pieces had already been given to you guys.
Yeah,
So
it
you guys had
was.
already.
I have it written down here. I can copy pasta if you would like, but it was.
To be fair, I was not here for that session.
Yeah,
That is true.
I'm
That is
gonna
true.
copy pasta it here.
To be fair.
To be fair, to be fair, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair,
To be fair.
Yeah.
There is going to speak at this point. The
Yes.
box is currently in our possession. I just decided to put it into secure place so that we can confirm that
So now
involved
that
in
you
it.
have my
Let me
my
finish.
oh sorry.
Viseria cuts him off. Would you let me finish? And she is actually getting angry at this point. And she
That's
takes a
fine.
moment, takes a deep breath, lets it out, and then speaks. We had to make sure we're not involved in slavery. Now
You
that you know
see,
you're not, I can go fetch the box, settle this. But that also leaves the matter of that half orc. She glances at the rest of her party and peers at the parson, and then back at him. We suspect maybe one of the reasons why the ship went ground.
as you cut him off, Verthag actually stands up behind him and kind of like adjusts himself into almost like a warrior stance. You will address the master of this house with respect, my lady, if you please.
Saria just stares him down, and her eyes are starting to glow at this.
You can tell a warrior from his posture and his stance. You've seen it many times in the arena. He is not a man to be trifled with. He might be wearing butler's
She
clothes.
moves up to him and moves her face into his and just stares him down. There is no words here at that point. They're just staring each other down like.
Like warriors.
Thalassa interject in any way?
Yeah.
She will worm and squirm her way in between them and will be like,
Wormy, squirmy, wormy, squirmy.
yeah. So she'll just like be like, okay, let's go sit down.
Let's have a sit down. And
What,
at this,
how
our
about I give
says,
you a massage? A
Vertag,
massage?
Vertag, please, please. I understand the need for concern. I would be concerned, as it is my own vessel to be accused of such heinous acts. We are not a slaver company. In fact, I abhorred slavery. I can show you many different documentations, miss. If you would prefer to return to my study, I can show you the parchments of my grandfathers and my grandfathers before me, who have built this trading network. Uh, we despise slavery. It is a filth upon the merchants.
Saria steps back. Thalassa gets between them, and she actually seems like she calms down. Actually, when Thalassa does that, she just lets a deep breath.
Does he seem like
And she
he's
nods.
telling the truth?
She nods to the man. I
Roll
will
insight.
look at your. I will accept this. Take a look.
110%. He actually seems very genuinely upset that Viseria A is this upset, and B is that he is accusing him of slavery. Him, of all people.
She basically accepted to look at the document.
The maid seems even more confused, terrified, and like not only has her blush has vanished, but she's kind of getting a little twitchy.
She actually picks up her halberd, turns
Mhm.
around, and hands it to frickin' Frun. I don't trust myself with this. Hold on to it.
And the maid just
Yeah, no worries, I got it.
now that the person has disappeared.
And
Ah,
she
yes.
turns it. She basically says she'll be willing to assist.
Would Viseria be opposed to Thalassa escorting herself and this out to the outside?
To the study where he was offering to show her the documents. Yeah, she doesn't mind.
Okay.
Just somewhere away from the situation.
Arbeck actually kind of limps back towards the study, again regaling on the better parts of the Emperor of the Waves. But once he does pull out a few dusty scroll works as well as an old tome that has a lot of dust on it, and he dumps it out in front of Viseria. The thing that he kind of smooths over the study is a writ of merchant rights. It seems to be encased in a glass, and he slides it over to Viseria. And what you
And
can see on
Viseria,
it,
sorry, so you're done.
what what you can see on it is a mark of writ from not only the council, but also the king. with their signatures, along with who, and none of these names sound familiar from anyone on the council except for poorly written Edda Oland as well as Elendir.
And normally this area isn't normally the learn type, but
hmm
you guys can see that she has taken her time looking through each one of the documents very pointedly, as if this is a very important matter to her.
And you actually, along with your let me roll something real quick. Along with the documentations of the right of trading through the generations, and you can see names that made no sense to fairly recently, where the more predominant council member names start sticking out. The earliest mention being Edda Oland, and then Elendir Fireborn, and then going down the previous ages of the council members. In addition to that, there's a lot of them that are signed by um uh excuse me. Galen Primewater. So a lot of them have his signature on there, and you see that all of the cargo is accounted for. And in fact, there's actually um the older documents, there are two arrest warrants for sailors among the Emperor of the Waves that had been caught and accused of selling under the banner of House Derillion, but there were no they were hanged for their crimes.
After pouring through all the documents, she sets them down and nods to the man. I'll go fetch your box and I'll be back.
And he kind of just nods his head and proceeds to close up the document. And he says, "I can understand your companion's hatred of the merchant." He kind of spits at the word. He says, "No, of their trade." And he kind of growls at it. He goes, "But I have a strong distaste for it. Nor will
She
my family be
pauses.
ever associated with such a thing."
She pauses, half turning, and she speaks. I was an arena gladiator. And then she just departs.
hmm He
Did
just
I see anything?
nods. Parsons takes a moment to vanish from sight. The person steps behind the desk, not touch anything, but has a look into the drawer as he opens it. Go ahead and roll me perception, please.
Ooh. Oh, perception. 20.
Oh, very good. Um, Mostly letters of writ. Recent documents include a few documents drawn up about the estate, putting the estate back in Arbeck's name. And if you guys remember from the previous session, the sale was up for an estate sale, and it looks as though there's a rescinding order of the estate sale. So the estate sale has been canceled.
Mm.
There's also on top is a beautiful canvas work, a smaller version, like a very small canvas painting, along with a larger painting within the study of a dog.
So when Pither heads south to go fetch the box, she's going to be moving at a faster speed than normal. So
Okay.
she'll return to her.
What else is attached at the hip?
Wherever one went, the went to. All right, so this happens for those of you guys in the sitting area, to which Yidri, you do get kind of a odd look from Arbeck when he had first entered. Apologize, I was trying to multi DM.
You're good.
So when he had entered and saw you, he just kind of like raised an eyebrow, but he to each their own. Um, and then the maids seem to be very very concerned. Um, Vartheg just kind of shakes his head and walks on.
I eat more.
As the plates start dwindling with food, the maids quickly return to replace the trays with even more delectable things. Finger foods, pastries filled with spinach and cheese, breads of all sorts.
Okay.
Rather fancy, a fancy fared feast for you guys.
All right. I
Warm
am
teas or coffee if you'd prefer it.
I'm probably not going to do too well, but I'm going to try and sleight of hand some of this food into my pants pockets, which my pants are in my
What
hand.
pants?
So
I was gonna say the pants that are about her neck. Sorry. What does YouTube prefer? Female, male pronouns, antronyms?
they're
Lately, they've been
them.
using they.
They're them.
It's
Okay.
they go between male, them, and female because they can just change their junk.
Gotcha.
They're like, what do I feel like today? I feel
I
like a
like to
man.
make sure my
I've got a
pronouns.
penis.
Okay.
I need to go pee. I'm gonna grow a penis real quick.
Exactly, exactly.
Wow.
That's got to be
I
convenient.
forgot that. Yeah. God damn it.
I'm still invisible, so I'm not even gonna be shy about it. I'm just gonna grab food and stuff it into pockets.
Yeah.
So
So
suddenly,
Like
Sud-
no sleight of hand, just grab,
sandwiches,
shove.
sandwiches to start disappearing.
damn.
Okay, so while Yeetru's like the Phantom Menace and just like stuffing it in and like nobody knows, I think it's because the maid probably shrieked in horror as she's watching sandwiches just disappear from thin air.
They're trying not to look at me because I'm not wearing my pants.
No, the maid is gone. The maid has
Okay.
quietly used themselves.
Yeah, I'll just laugh as soon as they scream.
Free food.
Pretty much running out, just being like, nope, I'm out.
Krun definitely takes this opportunity to stuff like a whole shit ton of food into his mouth like a fucking chipmunk.
Oh my goodness.
So there was spinach pastries. There was
My
croissants.
spinach
Why?
puffs.
Was.
I'm writing
I'm
it down
gonna
for my
s-
inventory.
God.
I'll get you a whole list.
Perfect.
I'm gonna say let's take a quick few minute break here. I am gonna get to your guys' downtime. I know we've kind of gone over a little bit, but let's take a 15-minute break here real quick, guys. Get some water. Get some. I didn't even realize what time it was, to be perfectly honest.
All right.
Let's take a 15-minute break, and then we'll be back and we will start working on some downtime. If we don't get to everyone's downtime this session, because Sedge will not be doing their game on next Monday, I'm thinking we can probably get in another session next Monday to do downtime.
Heck yeah.
That works for me.
It'll take
Works
much
for you
longer.
guys?
Yeah, more or less.
Listen, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. Anywho's a what's it? So, yes, we had Viseria and Thalassa running back to the campsite to grab the box. You pass a couple bewildered guards on your way out, as you do. But outside of that, um, you can make it back in probably about an hour's time.
As she passes the guard, she says, "Boys."
And they just kind of go like, "Ma'am," very confused.
How do they do that walking on their feet? Amazing.
They just turn their head in the direction that you ran. All right. So you make it back. Birthdag opens the door again, and well, welcome back, my lady, my lady. It's just inside. And mind you, the maids now have not come so much to return to refill the plates as they have just been passing the plates to Birthdag, who doesn't seem too imposed by Yidri without pants.
When Spencer returns, she's carrying the box, and she heads back into the room where the lore's at,
Mm-hmm.
and she moves to place it on top of the table where he's at.
Okay, so he's back in his study. Verthag kind of tries to go to intercede, and he goes, "No, no, no, that's all right." Through, and he clears off a space off of his desk, and does she put it on top of whatever's there?
If he moves stuff out of the way, then she'll just
Mhm.
wait and then put it down.
Okay,
She
yeah,
doesn't seem bothered by the heavy box.
gotcha. Nope, he cleans off the desk. He says, "I believe payment is in order. One moment, please." Gets up. And he goes over to the portrait of the dog, and he pulls it open. And behind it there is a safe into the wall. Puts in the combination, unlocks it, and you see a few bags of gold that seem to be stashed. Although it looks like at one point it could have been larger. Parson, if you're still invisible in here, how long does invisibility last?
Lasts for an hour, and I can keep it up forever.
Okay.
He means to say he keeps recasting it.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute. Do you duck
Yeah,
out, recast it on yourself?
as soon as I have two spell slots
Mhm.
that come back on a short rest, so I can cast it every hour. I can have it so it never ends.
Okay. But I'm sure the spell fades after an hour, so you become visible after an hour, and then you
Yeah, but I
recast
can
it on
just
yourself.
I can just
So
cast
you
it.
just blink in and out of existence every hour, or like do you leave the room after an hour to recast it on yourself and back
I
in?
can cast it like a minute before it ends.
Indeed.
Okay. Alrighty then. So you're invisible. It's fine. So this is just what you're seeing, Parson. If you're following him, are you following the Mr. Arbach around, or
Yeah.
okay? Then yeah, he opens up the wall safe. He pulls out a satchel of.
What's the combination?
You can't see that. His body is literally blocking the combination.
I push them out of the way.
Oh, that's really weird. What the hell is that? No, I'm just kidding. What you can tell is that there are some sacks of gold within the safe. It's a safe. He shuts the safe as closes the window, and he sets the bag of gold down in front of Viseria for payment for the box. And he said, "You'll find 10,000 gold pieces inside that bag."
Right. He's
And he,
going to
oh,
he's going to accept the bag from him.
mm-hmm.
Nods.
He says, "And I do hope, my lady, that this does clear the air between us. I do not wish to have any other business ventures clouded by doubt or this preconceived notion that we are some slaver company." And he seems to put a little distaste in that because he did feel a little insulted that his company was stained with this thought that they were a slaver vessel. My family and I try and uphold the highest of honors.
It's clear when I saw the document. She says she seems a hell of a lot less aggressive now.
Okay.
She's more calm.
Berthag does not look calm.
She just kind of stares at Berthag, almost like
Mhm.
see how tough he is in a fight kind of way. Because being an arena gladiator, you always love challenges.
Oh yeah. He just kind of gives that knowing, like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about it. We'll see how tough you are. Nah, as much as he is composed as a butler, he kind of just does kind of puff up his shoulders a little bit. More of a defensive gesture, kind of like a, don't get angsty with my people. Not today. More of like a bodyguard type. So he just kind of stands at the ready.
Once it's
With
over at Brilliant at that,
mhm.
and it says, if you have any other work, we'll be glad to take it. Anything better than working for the council here.
Yes. Well, if there's any more I can send Verthag to, and Verthag just kind of goes, "Oh no, please no." Um, I'm sure I can send Vertag to send any kind of word right now. With my with my fries in order, if you will. I must rebuild, and thank you for this. This is a great honor. Restoring my family's name will be the first of my duties.
Our lives against the correct. And can you tell us exactly what the documents?
I'm sorry. What was that one more time?
She said she asked if they can find out what's in the documents, why, because they risk their lives against the Kraken
Ah,
for them.
family deeds and titles that will reestablish our presence here for the
What happened?
merchantine house.
What happened to your family if they were so well known that this would be a make or break?
Well, unfortunately, we lost most of our fortune when we storm.
Cut out.
Sorry, we lost most of our fortune in our fleet. We had one of the more sizable fleet vessels here amongst Saltmarsh. If you ever care to hear the tale, I'd be happy to tell it.
He glances over the others and then looks at him. If you guys don't mind, I wouldn't mind. I don't have anywhere to be right now anymore.
You can tell Thalassa's trying to stay composed to like
Hmm.
make sure that the air is not as crazy as it was before. But like there's a sigh of, oh my god, this is gonna be so boring.
Krun,
Oh, we
Yidri,
lost
and
somebody.
Sour.
Zara just watching with a what the
Okay.
hell's going on moment.
So you've seen Sour, you've seen the maid kind of flush, get very, very scared and nervous, and then just kind of up and like peace out, Boy Scout. Um, she very much did not like the the missing sandwiches that seemed to disappear out of thin air. The very abrasive, seemingly abrasive dragonborn who decided to get up in her master's face. And she promptly just turned around and was like, "I'm out. Peace." You saw Viseria kind of get into a heated match with Lord Dorillion, and he calmed down quickly, and she left with Thalassa to get the box and returned with it. And they seem to have congregated towards the study, which is where most of the conversation has happened. As far as you guys out in the living room, you guys are plied with sandwiches, cakes, cookies, pastries, tarts, and drink, mostly teas and coffees.
He is drinking the tea
Okay.
and he's just watching casually.
Krun?
Crunch shoving stuff into his face.
Nice. Usually it's safe to say that your pockets are expanding with more of the food that you stash inside the pockets.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna tuck my bundled up pants under my arm, put them in my backpack, put my backpack back on, and gonna go. So we've been paid. What say you we get out of here?
So Thalassa didn't partake. She was too busy being
Being the
a hip
mom.
display.
Display.
See, here's the thing. The guy got what he wanted, yeah?
Yep.
You think he needs that box anymore?
What on earth could you use that box for, Craig?
Oh, don't you worry about that. I've got ideas and plans and stuff all centered around that box.
He just really likes that box. He just thinks it
I
looks
do
nice.
like that box. You got me. cool box.
Well, ask him.
Krun trundles back on in. If he's allowed, he kind of like knocks.
And he says, yes, Verthag, is there someone there? But there's obviously Verthag's dealing with you guys, trying to be like, okay, come on, let's grab the sandwiches, let's do this.
Hey, it's me. I was with the heroes. Hey, hi.
Yes, please come in.
Cruden kind of like lanks his way on in, and he points. Is the box on the desk or anything?
It is, and it's open.
First off, do I see what's in it?
It is empty.
Oh well. Hey, we agreed to get you the box. I'm guessing you like only need what was in it, rather than the box itself. I don't know if the box itself is
Kind of
important.
adjusts his glasses, and he says, outside of the magical properties imbued within the metals, I'm so sure that it does. No, I had hoped to keep it around for safekeeping. You do understand that the items inside are very valuable to me.
I mean, well, there's nothing inside right now. There's a
That's
box.
true. Well, yes, it is just a box. May I help you with something? Were you asking about the box or the magical property?
Yeah.
Or-
You need that box by any chance?
I
Kind of a
had
cool box.
hoped to keep it, but it seems as your needs are far greater than. I'm assuming you are looking for this box yourself?
Yeah, if you're willing to part with it. Like you said, my needs totally in need. Look at me. I'm wearing like
Would you?
I'm wearing like a thing over my head and some pants, and that's it.
And
Like, look,
you see him kind of adjust his glasses a little bit and kind of roll his shoulders back a little bit in his chair, like as if getting comfortable. And he says, would you be willing to part with, say, 200 gold pieces? That's far, far less of a crime of the amount of work and arcanic spells that went into this making and design of the box.
insight.
Go ahead.
All right, let me pull up my sheet.
It seems like a fair price.
Yeah, sure.
Very reasonable.
The 200 gold. That's what 20 platinum.
Indeed.
Thank you. I
Thank
like
you.
when you do the math because I can't math. Oh, thank you. Yes. So he. I'm assuming that's what you pass over to him,
Yep.
and he slides the box right over. It's empty. And it has no latches or locks.
Cool. And then
You,
Cronenberg's like, okay, thanks, bye, and then like get his on out with the box.
okay.
Better learn how to open it.
Oh, it's already open.
It's already open.
You better learn how to open it.
Just
He's
you wait.
He's only
Just
thinking
you.
half a step ahead.
He's just going. I got a charger. I got a
Dude.
I got a box. I got a box. I got a box.
You know
Oh.
what'd be great is just becoming a lich and putting your phylactery inside. It's immune to damage and you can't open it.
Listen, you can't come for me like this. You can't predict my character arc like this.
All right, so I will say that the night is starting to fall now in earnest. With that, that will close out our day. Feel free to either say, I'm going to head back to the tavern, I'm going to head back to my boat, I'm going to wander the wilderness and not get shot.
Thalassa is definitely going back to the tavern and getting drunk.
I am following that that sack of gold, so I want to make sure I get my cut.
Mm-hmm. I believe Visaria has the gold.
Sarah's gonna have everybody gather up at the crow's nest where she's gonna get a room and she's gonna head up into the room. Everybody's gonna be in so that they can divvy out the money
There
privately.
is no room.
They're gonna go to a fucking tavern that has a.
Go to the Wicker Goat.
Well, they're gonna go there.
Okay.
And they're gonna get their room, and
Okay.
then they're gonna help them divvy out the loot.
Okay.
How much pay does everybody get?
Lewin, please.
Well,
Awesome.
166 platinum, 6 gold, and 66 silver.
No,
Thank
6
you,
silver and
Thalassa.
6 copper.
6 silver and 6 copper.
Okay, hold up. What was
And
that again?
someone gets 1 extra copper.
So 1,000, or let's see, 116 platinum. You said
166 platinum,
6
6
platinum,
gold, 6 silver, 6 copper,
gold, 6 silver, and 6 copper.
and there's 1 extra copper for whoever bids it.
Sure doesn't care. Yeah, they're like,
Whoever
Thalassa
says dibs first.
takes the last copper, regardless of the dibs, and just throws it into a well nearby.
Money will only divide us.
after which Viseria is pretty much going to head back to the Crow's Nest, where she is going to see if there's any kind of rowdy dwarven fights going on.
Oh, you know there is. You know there is.
Thalassa's the one fighting.
So we are going to use the wicker goat as a tavern placement, but
And her entrance probably causes dwarves start cheering mug sugar.
oh yeah. No, the second you come in, they just raucous laughters. Thalassa, Kron, Viseria. We need sour. And I think that's everybody. Who do I feel like I'm missing? Somebody. Person.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you're not with the party?
I'll head back to the boat.
Okay.
And even though I don't sleep, I will watch. I'll start doing some sewing. Get
Okay.
some. I'll write down in that book I keep in my diary.
Okay.
And once I've got some of that done, I'll put a little more work into one of the shawls that I've been working on.
Alrighty. In the meantime, back at the bar.
Why do I follow you two to the bar?
Tribe.
Sour complains as he's walking with Thalassa and Viseria to the bar.
Viseria, over here is where the drunken, rowdy dwarves are. They seem to be having an arm wrestling contest.
Where at?
And back over here in this far corner.
She's gonna be about here, or right
Alright.
here watching.
Alright. A couple of them pat you on the back, and they speak in drunken dwarvish. Do you speak dwarvish?
I don't remember. Nope, only common.
No.
Common and draconic.
So one of them pipes up. Oi! She doesn't know that one. You dumb daft bastard. Oi, Mugchugger! This idiot called your mother something else. I was gonna punch him in the eye.
He kind of shrugs and points at the wall where he put the mug into it. Until he can do that, he's not worth my time.
You get another course of Mugchugger. And someone hands you another ale.
He is going to chug the mug.
The mug. Chug the mug. Chug the mug. Yudri.
All right. This changes some things. I didn't have money before. I have money now.
You have money.
You're rich, bitch.
Yeah.
You guys are drinking at the Crow's Nest, so things are nice, cheap, and just
I'm gonna
Right.
go and see if I can find a jewelry shop.
All right. Well, it is late at night.
I didn't say I was asking if they were open.
I forget. I'm dealing with this party. Roll me investigation.
You want to be invisible? Go find the person real fast.
Right?
He
No,
did
I'll
offer.
just I'll
He did make that a big
I'll
offer.
just wander for a few hours.
Yup. You're pretty sure you found a couple. You know where the fish stalls are around the docks.
And you know where the fish stalls are around the
Around
dock.
the docks. You found the dwarven anvil.
And then you
Then
found
you found some more fish market.
And then you found the dwarven anvil. And you just walk around there's like the same 3 buildings
I'm
every
just,
5
I'm,
minutes.
yeah, I'm getting exercise. It's important
I'm
to
getting
stay healthy.
You're pretty sure it handed it was in this one direction.
Possibly.
As you do wander, one of the guards stops and looks at you and says, I don't think it's very wise to be out this night. What are you looking for, miss? And he kind of like raises the lantern up a little bit, like, what's going on?
I mean, I've passed this building about 4 times. I'm just getting exercise at this point.
Out for a nightly stroll then.
Yep.
Well, do be careful. These streets can be kind of deadly. Do you want an escort back to
Sure.
wherever you're staying?
Well, I mean, I'm not staying anywhere yet. Where would you recommend?
Oh, well, definitely the Wicker Goat. That's going to be your best bet. That's where me and some of the boys from the barracks go. You don't want to go to the Crow's Nest. I've heard some really bad tales there.
Ooh.
You heard of their lobster wine? Oh,
Never heard of it before.
drank. Well, you want to avoid it. And he points over to where the Crow's Nest is, where you are well aware of where the Crow's Nest is.
How about this? How about I chum around with you for the rest of your watch? I'm kind of worried about getting robbed.
Oh, of course, milady. And he just, proper gentleman that he is, sidles up and he's like, of course, I can do that. And he walks on and says, yes, lovely night too, to go wandering.
Remember, I'm still carrying my pants under one of... No, my
Yup.
pants are in my backpack, that's right.
That's right. I forgot about that. He just kind of looks at you and goes, ma'am, I don't mean to ask, are you okay? You seem to be pantsless.
Somebody
sir.
stole them.
Who stole your pants?
And
he seems to get very
I didn't
addictive.
see, and I'm gonna give him the description of the blandest, most general person I can, and say I don't know. I don't
He
know.
immediately pulls out a parchment, starts scribbling this up. He goes, "Don't you worry, miss. We're gonna find your pants."
Perfect.
He seems to take his job very seriously. You can tell that he is 100% a greenhorn. He is like day off the academy floor.
What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
My name is Tiberius.
Wonderful. I'm Spectacles. Nice to meet you. And I offer my hand out.
And he actually does the gentleman thing. He takes your hand kindly. He brushes his lips to your knuckles. My lady, Spectacles. Pleasure to meet you.
Brushes his lips to your knuckles.
And what was this guy's name?
Tiberius.
The Watchman. Okay.
From Draconia.
Yeah, I was.
Shut up. I was wondering where I got that from. I'm like, wow,
I wondered.
I have not been watching Critical Role. Let's give him a proper name so that I don't get copyrighted.
I'm gonna ask him if he knows of
More
any tailor
felicitous.
shops in the area that might be open at this hour of night. Because I'd really like to buy some pants.
Yeah, 1 second. Jesus. Okay. Pull it together. Pull it together, Kayla. One more time. All right, with feeling. So yes, you wanted to know the names of shops that were still open?
Yeah.
This is unfortunately, miss. Most of the shops here are quite full up. But
whatever will I
do?
I'll just be pantsless forever.
I know, and we can't have that. But I do know of a seamstress who sells kebabs on the street sides. Usually during nighttime because you get drunken rabble come through and they're quite hungry.
Absolutely.
She's really good. She's a seamstress by day. Some people call her a lady of the night, but she's not a lady of the night. She's very kind.
I mean, worst case scenario, I could always go home with you after your shift and just borrow a pair of yours after.
Yeah, yes, and you seem to have actually confused him to the point where he doesn't know how to make words happen. And he just kind of stands there for a second. And then immediately his brain kicks back in and goes, yes, my shift. Yes, shift. My duty shift. Yes, I am nearing the end of my shift, actually. I believe I could have one of my cohorts take over for me if you If you're looking to go now,
Sure, why not?
he's a virgin.
Not anymore.
You can tell.
Uh,
Not anymore. He's not.
So you going into this with a dick or what?
You know, I'm tempted, but I'm gonna not this time.
You know what?
Roll.
You know what? Halfway through.
I'm
Roll
Halfway
me
through.
a persuasion check
tempted.
with advantage.
I am tempted. Okay, so I got
Introduce him
12
to
and
a world
23.
he never knew he wanted.
So, your place. Oh, did you say to go back to his place?
Yep.
He takes me back to his place, and
Awesome.
I'm gonna let that sit in the theater of my mind.
I'd like to steal a set of his clothing, just his regular clothing, before I leave. In like
Okay.
that, hey, thanks. I need to wear these.
Thanks. I get to. These are mine now.
Is that how sex works?
Oh
Yes,
my
you steal
Christ.
articles of clothing. Didn't you know that's how sex works?
It is when you want
I
to
mean-
impersonate a guard.
Sounds right to me.
um, before I switch back to the party, Idri, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Ooh. Do I get advantage because he's distracted?
I'm gonna say no because you're gonna try and make it low. I'm gonna say that you make off with a pair of like just his regular pants, not like his armor, not like his outfit. You know, a
I
normal
wasn't
like.
aiming for anything super
Oh, okay.
fancy. I just wanted replacement pants.
You got pants.
All right. Thumbs up.
He kind of gives a groggy like, huh? Who's there?
Pants are now in my inventory.
Arrow in the knee and goes back to sleep. All right, Krun.
Tiberius's pants. Okay, I've got that.
Specifically Tiberius's pants. We're gonna call him Tobias. We're gonna call him Tobias now.
Toby.
Tobias the guard. Toby. Good old Toby. Krun. So you guys enter into the crow's nest. You know that this is a place where you've had your lobster wine.
Mhm.
It looks like the girl is serving drinks, going from table to table. She's bouncing along, and it looks as though they actually have a bard this evening. So they actually have a band playing over on the stage.
Ooh. Krun is just gonna stand at the. Is anyone with me?
The party here came as a whole, but as you guys entered, Viseria went to the bottom right to where the dwarf contingent was. So there's a whole bunch of dwarves drinking here. There's the band over here. Thalassa and Zaur went over to the bar over here. We've got the Not Alewin bartender over here. And the
Alewin.
the Not Alewin. And the barmaid is just kind of filtering in between tables, but she's dancing kind of along to the music, but also serving drinks.
All right. Krun. I guess he's gonna stand here for a moment.
Put this
and
guy
just
up here.
keep tabs on the band as he waits for the bartender to notice him and have enough time to get him a drink.
Perfect. As you approach, he kind of gives you a nod of the head in the most Alewin-like fashion. Waiting for my sound bite. He kind of looks over at you and says, "What can I get for you?"
Hey, can I get the special, the house special thing?
He kind of gives a nod and he disappears over to the side and gets a mug and plops it down in front of you and says, 5 copper.
And Krun gives him 6.
He swipes it up. He gives a smile and a nod, and they'll keep it
This
coming.
he got the really nasty drink, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he does that
The
every time.
lobster one. The lobster
Zaur,
one.
when he turns his back or when he's like reaching for coins,
Mm-hmm.
Zaur is gonna wave his hands at the drink and cast prestidigitation and make it taste like regular old water for him.
Oh,
Uh,
you bastard.
Krun, he takes a sip. He's like, what? And he like sticks his face directly in the mug to like try and look at it, like confused. Like maybe looking at it will tell him what's up. He takes another sip. What? What is it? Huh? He like looks at it again.
The series
He's kind of
glosses
like,
over as Crunky's making weird noises.
I love this spell and cantrip so much.
Oh,
Love Crunch so
I
much.
can't wait to mess with Tybor and do it.
never mind. This is what Time War did to deserve it.
You're right. Exactly.
But Crun's confused.
He's so confused. He just keeps like,
Just
as,
wait if
as
I
he
can
like,
take another third level spell and do tongues. Just do tongues and whisper.
What's wrong, Crun?
I don't know. Maybe they were having like some sort of like a bad night for making the you know the wine, the lobster wine special wine lobster special drink. Maybe yeah, like hey, it's still got lobster in it.
Yeah, you
Tastes
still
like
see a lobster tail kind of hanging off the side.
So it's defying all logic, right?
Right.
At least the texture is the same.
So Thalassa, you're hearing this coming from your left that Zauer's doing his little tomfoolery, and poor Krun, who had ordered his lobster wine, got water instead.
It tastes like water. It's still
Oh,
getting
I'm
him
sorry,
drunk.
it tastes like water.
The loss is just enjoying the scene.
No, look,
She,
Why is this different?
go
the
ahead.
she'll hold out, she'll hold out her drink, and she'll say, "Hey, why don't you try putting this in it? Maybe make it taste better."
Oh, the
Oh
rum.
yeah, rum and wine.
Oh, God.
That's
So
a bad
Krun,
idea.
so you think so? Krun takes the losses drink and like pours a little bit in just for just like to taste.
You can almost see like the pain expression on the bartender's face as he's watching this. Just like, oh, my drink. But yeah, so you add in the rum and it tastes more like rum and water.
Isn't that grog?
uh, Not really. Grog
Kind
is
of.
more just Grog is more just kind of I guess yeah, because Grog is just kind of like literally just throw alcohol together and there you go.
And grog makes
Well,
you.
no, grog actually was mostly made with rum and hot water.
Oh.
Huh.
Historically speaking, I was speaking more from my drunken college days where we literally called it grog because it was any alcohol you could find to put it together, and that's what you get. We also
Oh,
called it
jungle
jungle.
juice.
Yeah, we also called it jungle
Yeah.
juice.
Hunch punch.
Hunch punch?
That's what they call it down here.
What? Florida, you're weird.
Not even gonna argue it.
It's not news.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you can't even argue that.
You have a man who allegedly turns into a bunch of alligators, so
He is a mythical creature. I want to play a D&D campaign where that is my god.
The Florida
Random
man.
Florida man.
God.
Man, Florida man.
He's my favorite superhero.
You
That
know,
reminds
Any-
me of that frickin' song from I think it was Animaniacs.
Oh god.
you know,
They're coming
Crunch,
back.
you
They're coming
should
back.
you should ask for a refund since they gave you water with a shrimp tail in it.
Nah, I mean it's probably fine. Just
Why?
a bad night.
Crun, you are blatantly being disrespected.
Uh,
Angry,
I don't know.
Well,
angry noises.
Lhasa says, he's right. And then she looks over to the barkeep. Could you
Oh,
please get him another drink? I think we gave him water on the first try.
Oh no.
It's got like the tail in it and everything. Oh, yeah.
The bartender kind of looks over and kind of looks over in the glass. Just kind of shrugs his shoulders and goes, okay. Goes over to literally the bucket of lobster. Dips in another tankard, sets it down, and just stares blatantly at the cup. Like, no, no, cup. Wine. Cup. Wine.
Hold on. Hold on.
No. No.
Okay, that's way too far. It's 100 feet away. I was gonna say if I could cast prestidigitation on the bucket.
No. No. You may certainly not.
Sour just stares with a big grin on his face as he just watches.
Krun kind of like puts he sets the water one aside,
Mm-hmm.
and then immediately raises the new one to his mouth, and starts trying to drink.
Doesn't taste. It tastes just like the what you're used to.
Yeah, all right, okay, yeah, maybe it was like a yeah, maybe it was just a bad cup. Like the cup was broken.
Where's my visible confusion gif? Because that's what the bartender's face looks like right
Well,
now.
make sure you
Surprise,
drink the first one.
Pikachu.
You don't want it to go to waste.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Make sure you drink the first one. You don't want it to go to waste.
Yeah, but oh yeah, true. All right, cool. And he starts double fisting it.
The bartender looked like he was about ready to take the first one from you, and then he just kind of like looks and just kind of shrugs his shoulders, like, okay.
Not my monkey, not my son.
I hope I'm doing it justice, Elaine. I really hope I am.
It's all right.
Gosh.
I try so hard. All right, so the night goes on. The band keeps playing. Visaria, you and your drunken friends are pretty much just drinking, and they're trying not to start a fight. Trying is the key word. And as the night gets lower and lower, the last kind of comes back up as the big guy has kind of head off to clean up some of the tables and to kind of kick out some of the more rowdier ones. Um, the last comes up and she kind of says, "Will you folks be joining us for this evening?"
What is going on this evening?
Well, I assume you'd be wanting rest.
Yes, we will.
Ah, very good, very good. It'll be 10 silver for a room. Well, I say room, and she just kind of chuckles.
How much for your room?
I'm sorry? Oh, for my room. Well, you'd have to pay us at least, I'd say, probably a gold piece or two.
What if I want to spend it with you?
Ah, that'd be up to the big man.
I see
She
somebody
calls
else
over her
trying to
shoulder.
capitalize on free rent.
Right.
Colossus just like, all right.
She goes, and looks at the Lawson and winks. But for you, I think I'd make an exception.
Oh, will
And
you
then
wave
winks.
Sour sticks his hand underneath the table or the bar, the edge of the bar, and casts prestidigitation to make Thalassa stink real quick, and then pulls it back up like he was scratching his leg and steeples his hands.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
That's gonna get your character killed at one point. I'm just saying that right now.
Not this time.
If Thalassa rolls an insight, she's more than welcome to.
I
But it
mean,
looks
her
just as
is
he
a
described.
13.
God. It looks just like he described it.
Oh,
No, it doesn't.
he sees the hand gesture and knows she's seen him do this so many times, and she
Especially this
immediately
evening.
grabs the hand. Yeah, she immediately grabs the hand and she says, "What game are you playing with me?"
You're the one reaching for my pants, dear. I should be asking you that question.
I saw your magical mumbo jumbo hand,
I don't
whatever.
know what you're
Pardon
talking
me.
about. I'm a scholar. I would never. He has the
You-
biggest eating grin on his face as
And
well.
you made her look like what now?
No, made her smell.
Oh,
Tried to
made her
make
smell. She
But
just smiles. She just smiles at the Lawson. She says, "Oh, I don't mind, dear. I've got a shower in my room."
Well, I mean, he didn't succeed because she managed to
Oh, right.
catch it,
Oh, managed to
correct?
catch it. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Well,
Mhm.
she'll say, "Well, you know what? I was gonna let you have your fun. I wasn't gonna involve myself, but I think I will." And she like puts her face like really close to his and like kind of like sneers at him, and then just slides off of the chair and grabs the woman by the arm, and then sticks her tongue at him.
She goes back with you into one of the more fancier rooms.
Woo, free night.
He just stares and goes, "Well then." He just turns back to Crud and he's like, "So Crud,
And then Crun's still like downing his bevs.
are you sure you're not going to push the issue to get your money back?"
That's fine. I got a second one.
All right. Yidri, I'm assuming you end your night with Tobias there.
Yep. I stay
Toby?
the night.
Alright.
I stay the night so I don't have to pay for a room anywhere.
Makes sense.
Free rent.
Preston's on the boat, and Viseria, you encouraging the dwarves. Oh God. Take that for him, be a dwarf, and show him why he can't. All right, so I'll say that the night goes through. Those of you who are still at the bar, you can either choose to get a room for 10 silver, and that is a hammock amongst the crow's nest. And then the bartender, once done for the evening, he will actually retire to his room as well. And Thalassa, you have a room to yourself with the barmaid.
All right. I sent you a message on what the last sentence did you?
Oh my.
You said it was 10 silver for a room?
Yes.
Zara lays down a coin for it. I'll take one room, please. Once he's done watching Crud chug down alcohol.
And it was 10 silver for the hammock, so you get a hammock. So those of you who are staying here are led, and who have paid for a room, are led up towards an upper portion of the crow's nest. It looks like the bow of a ship, and all along it are hammocks. And you get shown to a quote unquote room.
Zara's going to go straight to bed after getting basically cut the entire time he tried to do something today.
Mostly your fault, though.
She-
All right. I will say, we can fast forward to the morning. For those of you who do turn in for the evening, you do hear giggling coming from one of these rooms here, and that's all.
Mhm.
That we're gonna turn it into the next day.
Zara's going to be up much earlier than everybody else, getting his spell selection for the day and getting breakfast for everybody paid for.
All right. Did I put that? Where did I put the list? this one here. All right. As you do, you notice that the big guy is back up in the morning, very early, wiping down the bar tables, doing what he can. And I'll leave the morning to you guys.
They're gonna be doing something that she hasn't done in a while because they've been stuck on a fucking ship, and that she's gonna do her morning quote unquote exercises.
All right.
Much to likely the dismay of the nearby stable master.
Once again, the other one, the stable master's kind of hammering out some horseshoes. And he looks. Oh, my brother talked about someone that matches your description. Didn't think we'd get ones out here. Damn. I lost a bet. He continues to hammer away at
Thalassa,
his horseshoes.
Thalassa happily takes that free breakfast from Zaur.
Happily.
Zara
He,
just nods as he eats his own breakfast casually.
she says, I just really love eating this food so much.
God damn it.
You could even say I go down on it.
You hear more giggles coming from over here.
It's beautiful.
Zara just stares at her and goes, "Please, you did that out of spite. You didn't do anything."
I didn't have to do anything at all. You're right.
Zara just casually
More
goes back to eating
giggling.
his food as he just blank stares at the loss. Don't worry, I'll get you back.
You know, it's funny
Oh,
because water genasi are literally always wet.
Oh my god.
Ah! Ah!
Holy shit.
Part of me is glad that I'm not live streaming right now.
Oh.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
But I was.
You went there and back again. Oh.
Thalassa's like, you lost, I won. And she sticks her tongue out.
You won this round. What does that make it? 24 to 25?
More like 100-0.
Oh, come on. I won a few in the time I've known you.
In the process of doing this, the barmaid kind of slips out to help with the morning cleaning up and arranging the tavern. And she seems to be yawning and her hair is kind of disheveled a little bit. She's walking out in her PJs.
She winks at her, but like she can't hold her face seriously with her. She like starts going.
She the barmaid
Like-
tries to do the same and like winks at her, like tries to be all "Arr," and then it's like
Like-
and then busts out giggling.
Yeah, they can't take each other seriously.
No.
They both have really embarrassing tattoos.
Listen, she may or may not have a tramp stamp. I'm just saying. Visaria for the most part. The smith outside, he kind of looks like he doesn't have a real working forge. Kind of like not even a real forge, like the smallest little campfire, and he's like trying to make it work. And you're not even too sure if it isn't truly a blacksmith or just somebody with delusions of grandeur. I don't find this amusing. Sorry, guys.
I got
Goodness. Throw that phone.
Mm.
Krun. I believe you were doing your Tai Chi exercises.
Yeah, Crumb got up extra early to do his Tai Chi, so he
And I'm
finished.
curious, as a DM, I want to know what you're doing with the box.
Oh yeah, that's right. He would have had the box last night.
I just imagine him like going to sleep with the box, like holding onto the box, like Gandalf style with the eyes open.
Yes, potentially. So he wakes up in the morning, and after his Tai Chi, he like shuffles down to join everybody at the bar, and he he claps the bar on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
How, when the lid opens, how far back does it?
It goes all the way back, but it doesn't. It doesn't seem to close. However,
Okay, so it
like
goes all the way back.
like if you attempt to close it, it just kind of flops back open.
Okay, this is perfect. Uh, when it opens, does it go all the way back? As in, it like touches the back wall of the box, or does it just lay perfectly flat, like perpendicular with the table?
The top half, it
Mhm.
kind of hinges. It's on a hinge motion, so it just kind of like 90-degree angles it. Like it doesn't flop all the way back to touch the bar.
All right, perfect. Uh, so Krun is going to take a little bit of rope from his pack
Mm-hmm.
and tie the box open,
Okay.
and then he's going to spend the next however long he needs to braid a small length of rope, uh, just big enough for a handle,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's going to tie that braid into the rope that's holding the box open, and he's gonna slide it over his forearm like a
Uh-huh.
shield.
Whoa.
Unbreakable.
Oh my
Immune to
god.
damage, you know.
God damn it. Did you just make me love out of a fucking
I mean,
The
you know,
DM is now
it's
gonna shoot herself in the foot for allowing this.
I am the player that makes you regret giving me stuff.
well, see,
Yes!
I mean,
I
you know,
see
you could,
this.
I can see so many different ways to rule how that would work.
It's true. The ball's in your court, DM. You are able to tell the story of
I
me
have
having this box shield however you like.
I have more homework now. I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh gosh. Okay, I gotta go. I'm not too sure what the heck is going on right now, but so I'm gonna actually end it here for right now.
Except on that note of me breaking the DM.
Well, that too, and I just heard a very loud scream coming from my
Oh,
apartment, so I don't know what's going on. So I am sorry to cut this short, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna have you guys start our next session as early as you guys woke up from the tavern. So we will be playing next week Monday, so that'll be on, I believe, November the 2nd. Yeah, November the 2nd. So we will be doing November the 2nd. And we will be working on your guys' back on your downtime. So if
okay.
there's more that you want to add to your downtime, please let me know.
Will do.
Thank
All
you
right.
for DMing. Be safe.
Not a problem. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you guys
thank
for
you kindly.
coming. Thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Was fun.
Thanks for watching, and let's do this again sometime.